Good morning. It's a Sunday morning. It means time for a longer stream. And today I'm gonna be trying to get through not for broadcast. I have absolutely no idea what I'm getting into. I have not seen any builds of this game. I merely thought it looked interesting, so I purchased this, and I don't think I could be going in more blind than I already am. So we'll see how this goes. So far the game has given me content warning that there could be some content that might be uncomfortable for people to watch, so do keep that in mind. Anyone watching? Is lying to you. Let's see.
Friends and neighbors.
Let's see what this game will have to offer.
But now you start to see, yes? The people never happy. It's never enough.
Game name, huh? Oh, if I'm gonna be trying to come up with a channel name, I think that's not what I'm gonna say.
Are you saying that advanced
Let's just call it.
We're still vassals, slaves,
We'll just go with number 1. Attempt number 1. Let's see. Storm. Experience a story without distress. No, that's not okay. Intern. Less challenging, non-broken mechanics, less demanding, the movies not switch up so easily. Broadcaster, the recommended one. Balanced experience. Non-broadcasting mechanics and viewer ratings provide a reasonable challenge. Showrunner, a real challenge. Oh, custom. I'm just gonna go with the recommended one.
That's all coming up on tonight's National Nightly News.
Okay, turn right.
Hi, David, I have a call for you. I'm just putting it through. All right, mate. Dave here. Listen, I know you've only come in to clean up the place, but I've got a bit caught up, so you're going to have to run the news tonight. Now, don't worry, it's not hard, and I'm going to stay on the phone and help you. First, I'm going to give you a quick tour of the broadcast room, so if you're not doing it already, look forwards towards all those screens. Right, look up at the top. That coloured bar is your audience. You want to keep the viewers going up and not down. Underneath that, you've got the screens. The one on the right is the broadcast screen. That's what the viewers are seeing at home. It's only a couple of seconds behind the master screen there in the middle. That's the one you control. Now, the 4 small screens on the left show the different signals coming from the studio, and you can choose between them using the numbered buttons on the vision mixer at the bottom left. Don't worry, I'll talk you through it and you'll pick it up in no time. Now, have a look to your left. These plugs control everything in the studio. I've left them set up for you, so provided you haven't fiddled with them, all you have to do now is throw the master trip switch and we're in business. Once you've got the power on, face the front again.
Okay.
You can see on the broadcast screen that we're in the end titles for the show before us. Fortunately, they go on for fucking ages, so there's plenty of time for me to explain. Oh, right, okay, they're over, so we haven't got long now till the broadcast. Right, quickly, mate, look down under the desk. You can see a load of videotapes on the left. They're your adverts. Pick any 3 and load them into the machines on the right. When you've done that, look up to the front again. Right, the tapes are loaded and we're all ready for when we get to the first ad break. That's great. Any second now, you should be getting a signal through from the studio. Stay on your toes, mate. It's election night, so all eyes are on this room. We do not want to get fired.
I was only sent here to clean.
When you get the signal, select screen 1 with the vision mixer and we're ready to go.
Prawn and mayonnaise?
You know, seafood makes me go out in pustules.
Yeah, I thought it might increase our viewing figures.
Every day. You offer me prawns every day.
10 seconds, everybody. It's how I show love.
You're trying to kill me.
And yet you persist. Going in 5, 4.
Good evening. I'm Jeremy Donaldson. Our main stories tonight.
Okay, we're all good. Next thing is going to be to throw the news titles on screen 2. There'll be a countdown, but I'll count you in as well. Just relax, mate. It's all gravy.
Buys Honest Andy's Totally Independent and corners the flowered market. Top chat. Sports fans everywhere celebrate as popular footballer Johnny Hamsleeves wins Sports Personality of the Year. And a spoonful of sugar. Meghan will be chatting with movie star Lawrence Blunderclatch about his new movie, The Medicated. And, of course, we'll be going live to Advance headquarters to hear what the leaders of this fledgling party have to say on their historic visit.
Right, button 2 in 3, 2, 1, now. Lovely, mate.
There we go.
Next thing is to throw back to Jeremy with button 1 when that globe in the middle shrinks down and vanishes.
This is gonna end up being very stressful. I have a feeling once more things start happening.
Here it comes. Switch to screen 1. Lovely, mate.
But first, the votes are in and it's a decisive win for Advance.
We often get a bit of interference around this time, mate. Keep your eye on the machine at the bottom right. Use that slider that's flashing or your scroll wheel to move the wave up and down, keeping the green bit in the white bit.
But critics have accused him of a severe lack of actual policies and of being deliberately vague. The opposition parties have all conceded defeat to Advance's overwhelming mandate, but have yet to appear publicly. However, former Home Secretary...
Right, it's going well. All you've got to do now is play the advert at the end of the segment. Make sure you don't play it too early or we'll all get fired. Now the clock at the top is counting you down to the advert. When it reaches 0, press one of the 3 play ad buttons over there at the bottom right. I normally play the first one at the first break and so on, but you can play them in any order you want. I'll count you into it as well, but keep your eye on the clock.
To hear the co-leader's acceptance speech.
And 3, 2, 1, advert.
1 minute back, everybody. Jeremy, I need you to fill after the ads.
Hi, Deadshed.
Why?
Wanker Snatch is running late. Oh, I thought I'd
Yeah, I saw there has been a lot of screaming
Personally, I wouldn't try to
this
confuse him with any big words.
while I've been sleeping. Usually there are a couple.
I thought that was our little secret. It's all right, he doesn't
Hope you're
have
having
that.
a lovely evening though.
I'm deeply uncomfortable with your burgeoning friendship.
Love you too.
Yeah.
Build your collection week by week and very soon.
Wicked. We've made it to the first ad break. You're doing great, mate. But this is where it starts getting a bit trickier. This next sequence is what we call a multicam sequence because you're going to be cutting between multiple cameras to keep things interesting. A lot of it's down to personal taste, but here's 3 good rules of thumb.
These aren't my
1.
cards. Please
Try and keep the shot on whoever is doing the talking. 2. Don't stay on the same shot for too long. 10 seconds at the most. So if you're on the person who's talking, try and throw in the odd reaction shot or pull out to the wide shot for a bit just to keep it interesting.
Okay.
3. Don't stay on reaction shots for too long. A couple of seconds is usually enough. Then the audience want to see who's doing the talking, yeah? Stick to these rules and you'll be fine. It's not as complicated as it sounds. You've seen programs on television, haven't you? Make it look like those. Might as well get screen 1 selected now. No need to wait for the broadcast to start. Try and stay ahead, mate.
Quiet in the studio.
Your crunchy cubes.
Thank you so much. 10 seconds, everybody.
This exclusive offer is available for a limited time.
Going in
See how this
5,
goes.
4, 3.
Welcome back to the National Nightly News. Later we'll be hearing from shock election winners Advance. But first
Get
off,
ready to go to Megan on screen 4.
is here with a star of both stage and screen. Megan?
Thank you, Jeremy. Megan Wolfe, culture correspondent. And today I have a guest who starred in everything from Shakespeare
Right,
to the
go to
Shot
Blunderclatch
films.
on screen 3 when she says his
Joined
name.
today by none other than Lawrence Blunderclatch. Thank you so much for coming on.
Oh, my dear, I do hope you believe me when I tell you that being with you here today is among
Switch to 2 for the wide now.
May I say, having you here with us is among ours.
Right, now just try and stay on whoever's talking.
Latest movie, which is called The Medicated.
The Medicated, yes.
Wow, what was that like?
Well, as I said to Peter at the Wrap, that's Peter Jensen, the director.
Give us a look at Megan's reaction. Lovely. Now back to Thunder Twat.
I've worked with him on several movies, all terribly
Oh, I'm
successful.
gonna get
I
this
said to Peter,
confused.
what a wild ride this has been. And do you know what, Megan? I really meant that.
Wow,
Oh, no.
That is fantastic. And am I right in
Oh,
saying
dear.
that the character
I'm
you
losing
play in this
viewers.
movie is quite an academic one?
Absolutely right. A scientist.
Was that a challenge at all?
What exactly are you implying?
Oh no.
But seriously, yes, you're right. It was a complete departure from my last starring role when I played Sergeant Brock Rockman in Bullet Man. You'll remember that that was the true story of one soldier's fight for a love that surpasses all others. A love, of course, for free.
Been on that shot a bit long.
I think it's grossed over $1 billion. But honestly, who's counting?
It's a role that saw you scoop 2 Best Actor awards, if I remember correctly.
It's so sweet of you to mention it, but I really am not in it for the awards, although those 3 little statues do take pride of place on my mantelpiece.
With all the others, I'm sure. So, if you're not doing it for the awards, what is it then that drives you?
That is a beautiful question, Megan, and not easy to answer. Like you, I'm afraid. Cut me, and I will bleed. And
Oh,
often,
I keep going on
that's how
2
it
when I'm
feels,
meaning to say on
doesn't it?
3.
Doesn't it? Bleeding, doesn't it? Giving, suffering for one's audience. I suppose in the end, I do it for the difference it makes. I do it for the people that I inspire. The little people. But most of all, I think I do it for the positive change that I can bring about in the world.
Remember the 10-second rule.
Today, of course, we're in for some real change, it looks like, in the coming few months. What do you make of this historic election result?
Oh, well. Well, now you're asking.
attention to the
Historic
clock
election
here as
result.
well now.
Indeed. Historic is the word. Well, it's difficult, isn't it? Very difficult. But I think I've always been quite clear that when it comes to politics, that one should always strive to not fuck things up.
Shit, he swore. Oh, well, don't worry, he won't do it again.
Sorry, I said fuck.
Shit, he did it again. Okay, don't panic. I'll explain how to deal with swearing at the break.
Medicated, which opens next week.
Right,
around
they've swapped the shot of Jeremy on screen 1 for a VT of the movie clip. You'll get a countdown on the screen, but I'll just let Megan cue you in.
My character, Dr. Lance Hemlock, is faced with a decision that could affect humanity's very survival.
Let's see.
Exciting stuff. Let's take a look. Exciting stuff.
Cool, looks like Blunderclatch is losing it in the studio, but we ain't got time for that. There's more interference coming. It's a bit trickier this time, mate.
Oh, no.
Use that little flashing joystick to the left of the knob, or hold down your middle mouse or Alt on your keyboard, and as the frequency changes, match it to the white bit by dragging right.
You think I don't know that?
Now we're going to squash the frequency back by dragging left.
No, we mustn't. Think of Carol.
That's Dr. Lance to you, Miss Flanagan.
Jubbly, mate.
For you, baby.
Next, we're going to change the amplitude. Same as last time. Little joystick or hold Alt or middle mouse, and this time push upwards. Upwards, mate. Upwards.
But I didn't listen.
Doctor,
I'm drowning, Lance, you said.
you need to see this.
No, don't.
Right, now let's match it back by going downwards.
Oh, too fast, not fast enough.
The sterility. This formula, this is the key.
Stop it all.
Bloody perfect, mate.
Hardly perfect. Oh, thank goodness that's over.
We have to ask ourselves.
At the end of the clip, you'll want to play another ad. Remember to use the clock at the top to count you in.
Okay, remember that. I already played A, so I want to play B.
Right, I guess I better explain how to deal with bleeping
Wait,
the
but not
broadcast
John.
screen
Hope you're having
here
a lovely
is
morning.
about 2 seconds behind the master screen. Here, when someone says a naughty word, the bleep button lights up, like this. 2 seconds later, you'll hear that swear word going out on the broadcast, and you need to hold down the bleep button or the space bar on your keyboard for as long as the swear word lasts. It can take a bit of practice getting used to hearing 2 things at once. Just stay calm and you'll get it. And if you can't tell when to bleep, just above the button, you'll literally be able to see the sound scrolling by. All you've got to do is hold it down while the red bit is over the red
Okay, so
line.
there's the red
Simple.
bit. Okay,
of course,
that's
if
fine.
you do it by eye, you'll have to take your eye off the screens. That's why real professionals do it by ear. Most people like to have the volume of the broadcast screen a little bit below the master screen. Let's set it now. As you turn it up, you'll hear the advert getting louder. Good. You're set to start censoring. Like I say, it takes a little practice, but I'll try and help
So
you
far, I
through it.
haven't been
Soon
able
we'll
to
have you
focus at
bleeping
all on the
like a
humor
pro.
because I'm too busy
Remember,
figuring out how
put
this
lights up,
game works.
Count 1, 2, and hold it down.
That are still we got those shares. You want crazy? We got crazy. Crazy Neil's got crazy deals.
Remember to select screen 1 now that you've got the feed. Don't wait for the broadcast to go live. That's too late. You can use the number buttons on your keyboard, 1 to 4.
We got it if you want it.
Seriously,
You pay us. You
Hardware.
want it? We got it if you want it. You want it? We got it. You pay us.
Let's see.
Welcome back. And I'm told we can now go live to Advance headquarters, where the two leaders, Peter Clement and Julia Salisbury, are about to make their acceptance address.
Cut to the outside broadcast. Oh shit, it's pissed. Get ready to play.
Thank you all for coming, and well, thank you all where do I start? Well, what a day!
They said we couldn't do it.
They certainly did.
They used every dirty, low-down, lying southern bastard trick they had against us. But you, you saw right through their shit.
I'm sorry about the language there.
Sorry about that. I've had a couple of celebratory pints. Makes me coarser than the ground is funny. Coarser than the
Oh no, come on!
Let's be honest, who can blame Peter for celebrating? Who can blame Throughout the campaign, you've heard us say that Advance are not a political party. A party is what you have when things are going well. When the country is suffering, you don't need a party. You need a team. A team that can change things. A team that can change.
Oh no,
Today
that is not the
new future.
bit of him I wanted.
A new, fairer future. A better. So perhaps we should all be celebrating.
Except for the rich. For them the party's over. They shouldn't be celebrating. They should be putting their shitting pants on and opening their busted checkbook.
Again, colourfully put, but not inaccurate. Before we came out here to address the nation, we used our executive powers to pass the Assets and Wealth Act. Working with the tax office, we have produced a definitive list of every person in the country with wealth into the millions.
You know the sort of, probably you rather you don't. Because the likes of you and me are not welcome in their gated community.
Tomorrow we will be introducing a sweeping reform of the tax system in this country. No more hiding wealth offshore, no more trust funds or creative accounting. A simpler, fairer, unavoidable set of tax laws.
So all you bastard public school snobs have got nowhere to hide. I've got nowhere today. We revoke your passports. We revoke your passport. You want them back? You want to leave like you threatened before the election?
How can I be getting bored with him there?
First, you're gonna pay first. You're gonna pay back.
Advance are going to turn this country from a nation of warring individuals into a team.
The audience are too fickle. That's what I'm learning here.
To raise the living standards of us all.
The pundits said we'd have to raise billions. But you'll see when we've reclaimed what's ours, that's absolute ferret shite. So to you posh twats.
The people who pay you a pittance to serve them drinks in their private clubs. The people whose children you raise.
So they've got time to get even fucking richer.
Advance have this to say to you. Advance have this to say to you. We are coming for your sports cars and your mansions and your vineyards.
It ends today.
We will put the wealth of this country back where it should have always been. In the hands of the people who created it. In the hands of the people who created it.
Today.
Yes. It ends today. And tomorrow we'll start making it fair again. We'll start just like we promised we would.
And until then, ladies and gents, I suggest we all get pissed.
I can't argue with that. Thank you for your time. Thank you for your time.
Well, an interesting acceptance speech there from the leaders of Advance. And our apologies for the fruity language. Hopefully we've got that bleeped out for you in time. If not, someone's going to be in trouble. If not, someone's going to be in trouble. As the
just got this job.
That's all from us this evening at the National Nightly News. We'll be back tomorrow with full coverage of the first day under Advance. I'm Jeremy Donaldson.
To go to
Have a peaceful
AdWords.
Jeremy Donaldson. Have a peaceful.
Right, looks like you've got it now. Thanks for all the help, mate. I've got to go. Ferry's about to leave. Probably won't be coming back. Job's yours, mate.
What?
Good luck.
Boring politics then.
This is some weird fever dream. Am I dying now?
You should be so lucky. I'll see you tomorrow night.
Not coming for a drink?
No, got a date.
Lucky you. Try not to get murdered.
But you ended up filleting Satan for the salty crumb.
Oh dear.
It's happening now, and it's all happening.
Well, it's supposed to see, and that's fair. I suppose definitely could have gone better.
When the programme's finished, you'll get a broadcast report. It's 3 pages. This first page shows you how well the broadcast went. Each sequence and an overall grade. Remember, grades mean bonuses, and they keep the boss happy. If you want to know more about how it went, select more info. If not, select continue to move to the next page.
Okay, so I started off well, and then it fell apart. That's to be expected.
Right, this is the important page. It tells you how much you're going to get paid and how much wealth you have overall. That bollocks at the bottom shows you the financial state of our main advertisers. But you don't own any fucking shares. You're a cleaner, for God's sake, so why would you care?
Current well broadcast poor. Oh well.
This is the last page, and it tells you the state of the world, tells you how well the government's doing, and down the bottom there, this one's important, tells you what Channel 1 currently thinks of you. In other words, what the boss thinks.
Okay.
Alright, mate, welcome to the archive. This is where you can have a quick look back at what you've done and how it looked to the public. There's 3 sections: broadcast, rushes, and adverts. Let's start with broadcast. Click on it now. Over on the left, that's all the broadcasts that you've done. Click on any one of them and hit load tape. Once it's finished loading, you can use the rewind and the fast forward at the bottom there to help you get to the bit you want to see.
It's National Night.
How do I go? Just skip this bit. Oh no, apparently oh no, I can go back. Great.
Right, click on rushes and let's have a look at those.
Okay.
Right, this is the rushes room. It's pretty simple. The 4 screens you can see, they're going to show you the 4 signals you got from the studio during the actual broadcast. Difference is you can mute any combination of them, so you can have a listen to the stuff you weren't allowed to show. Select the broadcast and give it a go, and when you're done listening to the backstage secrets, hit back.
Okay. Fair enough. So then it's you can go with the election. Interview. And then I suppose what I can do is now in peace and quiet watch why he lost his shit.
These aren't my cards. Please tell me these aren't my cards.
No, they're the right ones, apparently.
Oh, but this gives me nothing. Thank you so much.
10 seconds.
Well, as I said to Peter at the...
Let's see, where was that? How far in? How far in?
Mr. Blundercatch, Mr.
No! I'm shutting this.
Back a bit.
Rob, get the car ready.
Mr. Blundercatch, Mr.
I'm shutting
Good
this
morning,
down.
Lord Duckington.
I don't understand it.
Mr. Blundercatch, I understand you're upset, but we can...
Hope you're having a lovely Sunday morning.
Rob, I'll be at the doorstep. Send up a bottle of scotch and a whole
a
ham.
whole ham.
It's in my contract.
It's not your fault.
You think I don't know that?
Huh. Okay. Let's move on. Let's move on with the broadcast. And our new job. Does anyone else higher up know that they just, you know, dragged in the cleaner to do the broadcasting now? Okay, you arrive home to find post on the mats. Most being nothing but the usual junk mail. One letter, however, catches your eye. The team wants to know you. Curiosity gets the better of you and you open it. Okay. It's a form from the new advanced government asking for information on all citizens. The first page is filled in already. Your name, your spouse, your children. This is right. The rest of the questions are left for you to complete. They appear to be mandatory. Upon starting a new job, you would let's see. Probably ease yourself in and orientate yourself at your new workplace. A colleague in a different department has confided in you that they've been taking home confidential information. Now a file of minor importance is gone missing. You would recommend your colleague reports it, sure. Good morning, Balrog. Hope you're having a great Sunday morning. An entire department was fired today for consistent underperformance. Ooh, harsh. Your boss has put in place new targets that are significantly higher than the previous one. You would leave work on time, stay late to ensure you hit the first deadline. Leave work early and head to the pub to chat about the changes with colleagues. Leave work early and head home to see your family. I mean, I wouldn't leave early. I'd probably leave work on time, but... yeah, I'll just leave work on time. No overachiever, no underachiever. It's the annual company barbecue and you and your family have been invited. You are looking forward to a nice day out with friends and family. I'm washing your hair that day. Go if you're free, we wouldn't miss it. I've been practicing with your coworker and think you'll win the talent contest this year. Looking forward to enjoying a nice day. You've had a long and successful career and are about to retire. In your speech, you list your achievements and all the good memories you have of working there. Give an honest review of the pros and cons of the company. Focus on issues and challenges you face while working there. Refuse to probably that one. Your goodbye speech is usually not the time to air during the laundry. Unless you don't need a reference, of course. When you retire, you don't need that, but still. In your spare time, you would like to relax alone, doing things like listening to music or making novels. Attend political rallies instead of what you believe in. Encourage and support your children with their hobbies. Playing your local sports. Sure. Ideal holiday getaway would be. This is getting very complex. Surrounded by natural beauty, getting away from the stress and daily grind. Fun someone unfamiliar, discovering new experiences. Check the day at the theme park. Explore something unfamiliar. It's most important that the government keeps people safe, free, happy. I mean, all of these are very important. I would want to feel safe, I would want to feel free, I would want to feel happy and equal. Let's go with equal, sure. Sign your name. I have no idea how that's gonna affect everything. Late, Sam and the kids have gone to bed. You're just drying up favorite cup, one a souvenir from your first trip together. Knock on the window. There in the garden, clutching a gaudy neon green suitcase, is Chris, Sam's sibling. As soon as you let them in, they sit at the kitchen table, visibly stressed. Okay. Sorry for bursting in so late, Alex, but I need a favor and you're the only one I can ask. Are you okay? Should I go get Sam? No, no need to worry, Sam. It's you I came to see. You just need 2 minutes. You heard about the Asset and Wealth Act. Yeah, work in the news. It's total bullshit. They're taking whatever they want and distribute it as they see fit. No government should have that kind of power. Can't believe they're actually getting away with it. Madness, which is why I need your help. Why do I get the feeling I'm not gonna like this? Chris' eye seems to be resting comfortably on the floor tiles. Look, I know it's a lot to ask, but I need to borrow your passport. Passport can't give you that, it's illegal. They're taking mine and half the bloody countries, but people always say you and I look similar, so... Chris is pacing now. I need to leave before it's too late. Once I'm out, me and my money will be safe, but I need to go now before they freeze my account. Please, Alex, I wouldn't ask if I had any other choice. I wanna help the family, but I don't wanna give away my passport, then I am trapped. Should something happen, then I'm trapped and can't leave. Yeah, I'm not comfortable giving away my passport. Not even my brother. Chris' mouth falls open. You're joking, right? I always done right by you and Sam. Treated your children like they were my own, your family. Does that mean nothing to you? Yeah, sure, Wick. Alright, go get the passport. Family's family. No, it's against the law. Can't help you with it. I mean, just because you treated my children like your own doesn't mean I'm gonna break laws for you. Sorry. Fine, I'll solve this myself, Chris spits. So much for family loyalty, eh? You sure you don't want to talk to your sister? Grabbing the night and fluorescent suitcase, Chris disappears into the night. You go back to the dishes, picking up Sam's cup again. Healing fail now seems to bore into you, but not in your stomach tightness. Oh, I wasn't expecting that at all. Okay. Fine, let's take the phone.
Alright, mate, it's Dave. Oh, Christ, it's noisy in here, Jesus. Right, hang on, let me just get out some flags, darling. Yeah, I'll take that one with me. Cheers. Right, that's better. Let's get set up and get on with it, eh, so I can get back to my guests. First of all, let's get the power on. Okay. You need to get at least the bottom 4 plugs on. Right, let's load up the adverts. You might want to have a bit of a think about it. Your decisions have consequences, don't they?
Should we play it? Is this toy safe with little snuggle hugs? Let's do advanced go-getters. And you know what? Let's skip some Mr. Snuggle Hugs. It's fine.
Right, you can see they finally got the old headline system up and working again, and the vision mixer's already in headline mode because headlines always come at the start. It's really simple, mate. These 2 buttons at the bottom of the vision mixer, you can see they now have A and B on them, and they're to help you pick image A on the left bottom screen here, or image B on the right bottom screen here. It's really simple. This little clock here will count down the number of seconds you have to make your decision. Provided you make a decision in that time, you're fine. And you can change your mind as much as you want until the clock reaches 0. But if you don't make any decision, you'll be fired before you even get to make another choice. I just want to say one more thing, mate. The pictures you choose to show of these people, well, that's how the public is going to perceive them, and that's going to affect their lives. So like with the adverts, choose carefully.
No,
and we're off. Good luck, mate. If I get time off, I'll be back in the next break. Yeah, I'm coming, darling.
Start with camera 1.
Is this Janet who thinks dogs have their own secret language?
Yeah, the one that mistrusts the moon. 10 seconds, everybody.
Not the best source of consumer advice, then.
Don't blame me when it explodes. Going in 5, 4, 3.
Good evening, I'm Jeremy Donaldson. Our main headlines tonight. Destination unknown. At the end of Advance's first full week in office, we ask exactly who's leading this charge. Tonight, I'll be discussing what the new future might hold with a leading economist and radical free thinker. With the country's wealth creators in a state of panic and unfavourable rumblings already heard from overseas, I'll be asking my guess whether Advance can deliver on even a fraction of their manifesto promises. Out with the old, Remington's Fist have appointed Sophia Remington as their new CEO. The following photo, taken from our archive, gives us a sense of this influential young firebrand who,
sure, let's throw in the casino one.
The youngest female CEO in history. Sophia Remington's appointment is a risk for the giant mega corporation. Sophia, as our regular viewers will be aware, has always been a wild child and has been romantically linked to several movie stars and sports personalities. In her first press conference this afternoon, Sophia announced a children's toy named Mr. Snugglehouse.
Oh dear.
Sophia promises it'll be all the rage this Christmas, but concerns have been raised about the product's safety. Making a splash. Intrepid scientist Dr. David Wong and marine biologist Ingrid Swarsborg-Horgensford have today set off to explore Dante's taint. The recently discovered cave system was previously thought unreachable, but thanks to a new breakthrough in underwater flood technology, the pair hope to successfully reach the imposing central cavern and the undiscovered plant species it contains. This is, of course, only the latest in a series of successful expeditions for this unlikely pairing. In a joint statement about the dangers their team might face, the pair stated, "We will face the plentiful challenges together like we always have." Playing the field, rumours abound as sporting legend Johnny Hamsleeves is snapped leaving Bush, one of the capital's hottest clubs. The footballer was caught while out celebrating being named Sports
Let's not show him throwing up. That seems harsh.
By this very program. Johnny is seen here with socialite and performance artist Tiffany Lamore, whose recent show, Snatched Inside My Snatch, has kept her firmly in the public eye. Could romance be on the cards for these two budding A-listers? And Griever's bodily charm. With Advance promising a radical new position on crime, how afraid should we actually be? I'll be going live around the country to talk with people who've seen the criminal justice system from every perspective. With more and more powers passing to the police and less oversight, are we using an Advance-shaped sledgehammer to crack a nut? All that, and Megan Wolf with a group of young actors already experiencing the positive side of the new Assets and Wealth Act firsthand. They'll be talking and performing later. That's all coming up on tonight's National Nightly News.
I did that too quickly. Oh, there. Oh no! No! Ah! No! Oh, it's an interference one! Oh no, I forgot about that. Ah! I forgot this was a thing. Oh, there! Nope, this is not going in. This is crashing.
Of the Assets and Wealth Act, we're talking about Advance's first week in office and what the new future holds. Joining me are Katie Brightman, a leading economist, and Alan James, author of Alan James is Right.
I lost all my audience there.
Alan, the government certainly haven't dragged their heels on delivering some of the legislation they promised. But what does the Wealth Act mean for us?
Nothing, Jeremy. We're still vassal slaves, we're just in prettier cages.
A confident dismissal there. Katie Brightman, do you agree?
I'm afraid I don't, no. I think that Advance have realised that the current economic system of unlimited, unending growth is untenable, so they're changing things up.
There I agree with you. They're moving to the next steps in the grand plan.
Grand plan, Alan?
It's all in my book. Alan James is Right, Jeremy. We're to become the great herd. Ignorant, sterile, and short-lived. That's what they want.
Or perhaps Advance have just realised that if we carry on the way we are, we will destroy ourselves and this planet in a mad orgy of consumption, if you'll excuse the colourful metaphor.
Yes, orgy is the right word. Only it'll be the overlords having an orgy on our poor broken backs. It's all in my book. Alan James is...
Shamelessly self-promoting? Katie, how do you think the rest of the world will respond to this new approach?
I think they're watching carefully.
What did I
Advance
miss?
is the most disruptive threat that the world
Any of them
powers have
swear?
faced since the last Great War.
Yes, Katie's right. War is inevitable.
Thank you, but that isn't
And this will not be a war like we've ever seen before. We're talking millions of deaths. We're talking high-tech weapons that can level entire cities. We're talking...
Out of the wrong orifices?
Mock me all you like, Jeremy, but when
What?
they murder your parents and they poison your food and they take you away to their camps for hypno-brainwashing, we'll be laughing then.
That might be a great way to sell books, Alan, but you know full well that isn't going to happen in a democracy.
Democracy is dead.
Yes, Advance are radical, and
Let's
change
see.
is always frightening, but the truth is that the Wealth and Assets Act has made more than 90% of the population wealthier and is on target to produce a permanent end to poverty.
Bollocks! What this young lady doesn't understand, Jeremy, is that these are the same people. Maybe they've rebranded, but it's all a little circus act to keep us from seeing the tyrant
Finally
behind
managed to
the
get
curtain.
one
That's
of
where
the
you're wrong, Alan.
beliefs
For a
at
start,
least.
they've mobilised the youth vote like we've never seen before.
You say mobilise, I call it grooming. The grooming of an entire generation to walk happily into eternal bondage. They're like psychic paedophiles.
But based on the facts, Katie, what are your predictions?
The Assets and Wealth Act is only the first step. Advance now have a historic budgetary surplus, and as well as properly funding our public services, they're already funneling unprecedented amounts into scientific research and the arts.
Or, as I call them in my book, Frankenscience and opiates. Like opiates, see?
Can we get back to the issue at hand, please, Alan?
This is the issue. It's all coming from the water, the chemicals. They're pumping it full of belief juice.
Don't get me wrong, I want to see these changes.
Alan
but
is telling it like it is.
If Advance lose their power after spending half of our GDP on dismantling infrastructure, that could be catastrophic.
The catastrophe is that they're succeeding. They've got us sat here talking about their puppet show.
All right, we're running out of time. Quickly, Alan.
You can, but I think
what does
you
the future look like
don't
to
get
you?
any good
we've
grades
been
for it.
figuratively
But you can just
sodomized
hold
into
the censor
submission.
button in.
No, of course. Katie?
We might be on the eve of a brave new world. God knows we need some change, but we need to be cautious. Let's walk forwards with our eyes open.
Two very different visions of the future there. Alan James, Katie Brightman, thank you for joining me. When we come back, I'll be investigating law and order before Megan meets some beneficiaries of the Assets and Wealth Act. That's all coming up tonight on the National Nightly News.
1 minute back.
You know, I think they might do some good.
I hope so too, Jeremy.
How much are you being paid by them then?
Shut the fuck up, Alan. I've never heard so much shit in my life.
Well, we'll see who's full of shit.
Oh, I don't need to
won't we?
censor this because
I can
we're at
explain
ads.
it to you, but unfortunately,
Excellent.
I can't understand it for you.
Well, I don't know what she meant by that.
Oh, that was an E. Ooh.
How's it going, actually? Fuck it, I don't
That's
care
not
about
good.
the fucking news. Oh, bloody hell, I love this tune, though. All right, mate, see you later, bye.
Dave!
I'll do what I can, that's all.
Why did you leave me into this?
You know she is.
I've said a bit of wording, that's all I can do.
10 seconds, everybody. Little Jakey's going to the big bird country with water.
If that sticks, I'll destroy you.
5, 4, 3.
Welcome back. In our second segment, we're going to be taking a deep dive into the state of law and order in our country.
What?
To move this serious social problem to the top of the list. Tonight, we go behind the headlines to meet the people who live in the
no.
criminal justice system every day of their lives. First up, we have Gregory Judge, a lawyer who sees Gregory's close up on the front line. Can you hear me, Gregory?
Yes, I've got you, Jeremy. Thanks for having me.
What's it like on the front line of the hard face with the cold hand of justice?
Oh yeah, okay, I am losing this. This is not gonna go well.
Massively understaffed in this country. We're working every hour we can just to try and cope with the
Paper
caseload
Please
on our
is a simple enough a thing, but I was less
We can barely
stressed.
keep up with demand, Jeremy. There just simply isn't enough being done at a systemic level to relieve the problem. We need more support from ministers. We need change at a structural level,
I'm
Jeremy.
leaving.
Oop.
Not a good time, darling.
It never is it? I'll be at my mother's.
Just hang on.
No.
Oh, the problem
Ah!
isn't a local one.
No.
It's nationwide. Just give me 5 minutes.
I know I'm losing all the viewerships.
Oh, have you mentioned your affairs?
No, Well, the affairs of the Justice Department that we should be concerned about.
Hello, Mr. Donaldson.
Hello, Mrs. Judge.
We need legislation.
Well, they want to see the drama.
On our public
Sorry to interrupt the news, Mr. Donaldson. Can I have a moment to tell my husband I'm leaving him?
Yes, I totally understand. Quite the picture of a burdened legal sector there. Gregory Judge, thank you for joining us. Next, I'm joined by Police Chief Constable Bob Peel, a man with a very different perspective on our nation's crime. Do you think there's a problem with the system, Bob?
I'm sure we all do, Jeremy. I am sure we all long for a return to the days when you could safely walk the streets of your community at night, looking into your windows and generally enjoying your neighbours without the risk of being terrorised by some thug with a knife. Or kosh.
So you feel the streets simply aren't safe anymore? Where have we gone wrong, Bob?
Oh.
It's not a simple question, Jeremy,
This is
but
not going well.
Moral decay. We've diluted our culture and lost touch with what it means to be a citizen of this once great country. Also, as the vicar noted in Sunday's sermon, we probably shouldn't have banned hanging.
What do you attribute this moral decay?
Foreigners, gays and gypsies mainly.
Oh, wow.
It's all in the Bible. Look, Leviticus clearly states that... Oh, bugger, hang on a moment. Jeremy, a bloody gimp's escaped. Delia, could you give me a little help, please, dear? As I was saying, Jesus didn't like immigrants much, did he?
And just to be clear, you think it's the immigrants who are responsible for the moral decay?
Absolutely, Jeremy. Back in your box, Clive. Back in your box. Delia, I really could use a little help with this.
Oh, sorry, darling. I was spaying the badgers.
Yes, I'm talking to Jeremy Donaldson. Clive, could you put him back in the box?
Oh, Clive, you know it's Wednesday. Back you go. Back in your gimp space.
And
off you go.
whose responsibility is it to make a change, Bob?
Well, it is certainly not the responsibility of the decent, good, white people of
Darling,
this...
where's the padlock?
Oh, hold on just a moment.
Oh, Clive, this simply won't do. Naughty, naughty, naughty boy. Mummy said...
Clive, I am not having this again.
Mummy said, get back in your gimp space. No! Naughty! You beast, Clive!
As I was saying, Jeremy, moral decay. Crime is the responsibility of the criminal, no one else.
Oh, it will get crazier than this. Oh dear.
Up as barbarians, do we? Look, when our daughter Alice comes home with an A-, does she go on a killing spree? No, she takes 3 of the pills and hides under the stairs like a normal child.
Thank you, Bob.
I am
Bob,
so...
We're locking down the police's position on morality for us. And
Let's
finally
see.
tonight, hopefully uninterrupted, it's time to get to the heart of the matter. Tony Dawson has recently been released from prison after serving 3 years for aggravated assault, burglary, and menacing a swat. He's agreed to talk to us today, which is also, I believe, his birthday. Many happy returns, Tony.
Cheers, Jez. Call me Titwank, Tony. Everybody else does.
No, I'm not going to be doing that. Can you tell us what it's like in prison, Tony?
Titwank, Tony. Prison's a mixed bag. Structure's quite nice, but it's a constant battle against institutionalization.
I don't think anyone was expecting this, let's say we're familiar with the game.
I'm picking up that you're not alone there, Tony.
Titwank, Tony. Yeah, sorry, my friends are throwing me a surprise party. Good bunch of lads.
Okay, well, we're trying to let you get back to that party as soon as possible. First, let me ask you this. Do you feel that your time spent in prison helped to rehabilitate you in any way, Tony?
Sorry. Quick glance at the screen while doing this is not going to help me read things in chat, I'm afraid. So I do apologize when I say wrong things.
It sounds like it's getting quite busy there, Tony, but let's try and soldier on. Since leaving custody, have you been able to find a new job?
Yeah, all the boys are here. Big Chris, little Chris, and Vampire Chris.
Okay, Vampire Chris. Great.
This one's, yeah?
Yep. 1 sec, love. Chipmunk Shirley's on the news. Rehabilitation's difficult with the current system, Jez. It's just not set up for it, you know? It's inherently unjust.
Open!
So, do you feel tempted to... I'm sorry, who's this now?
You are joking. Chrissy Free Bollocks has only got Mr. Fancy on. Not now, fellas, I'm on the news.
There's too much bleeping going on.
It seems like we've caught you at a bad time.
The little boy.
Oh, I can't really hear you, mate. It's getting a bit busy here. Jesus.
Yes, we seem to be losing the signal here, Tony.
Fucking way, let's believe that!
Well, we're just trying to get that signal back. I think we... Yes, Tony? Tony? lost our train of thought there a little. Hopefully you, the viewer at home, have managed to glean a broader understanding of the serious and complex issues around law and order. After the break, Megan will be live with some plucky young thespians. Don't go away.
3,
we'll be back
1,
after these
go.
messages.
Okay.
1 minute back.
2 second break.
That went well.
Mate, I ain't got long and I'm quite drunk. It's been a great night. In this next section, there's a bit of music. If you edit in time with the music, you can see the result on the vision mixer, and the public will love that. Don't worry if you don't, though. You won't get punished for it or nothing. Just try and stay in the groove. Also, one last tip. When the music starts, turn down the broadcast volume. Right, enjoy the music bit. God, I love music. God, I'm so pissed. I think I might go and throw up in a bit.
Their visible place, and 7 out of 10 dentists would recommend it.
10 seconds, everybody.
I am confused.
Open on Megan. Camera 2.
So.
Going in 5, 4, 3.
Welcome's Black. I'm Megan Wolfe, and on tonight's Culture Spot, I'll be chatting with one of the first beneficiaries of the Assets and Wealth Act, a team of inspiring young people from Scritchford Sixth Form College who today received a grant from Advance to take their play, Hey, Friendship, on a tour of local secondary schools. Welcome to you all. Well, let's start with you two, Harriet and Charlotte Winstanley-Hamilton. Girls, you must be thrilled.
We are, Megan. We're overwhelmed, to be honest.
And I believe you two are sisters, is that right?
Yes, Charlotte's my oldest. I'm the older, more popular one.
Harriet and Trey were really the ones who came up with the whole idea.
So, Harry and I were shooting the breeze in the cafeteria, and I said, hey, let's actually do something.
So I went to look for a drama teacher.
But she'd been laid off due to budget cuts. Fortunately, I directed a pantomime when I was at university, so I knew the ropes, as it were.
Right, yes, but you're the maths teacher, aren't you?
Yes, that's me, Jeff Algebra, maths teacher.
Maths is really important.
Oh, thanks, Steve.
Maths is really important.
Yeah, thanks, Steve.
As is theatre. It's one of the oldest art forms in history. Aristotle. I just think that when we travel around all these problem schools and the poor kids see us, they say, hey, I really want to be like those attractive kids. And that's a very beautiful and powerful thing. We touch our audiences and they touch us right back.
I suppose with a surname like Algebra, there was really only one choice of career for me. My wife, Angela, and I, we often laugh about it.
Angela Algebra.
Yes.
Angela Algebra.
Yes.
We just want to bring a bit of song and joy into people's lives.
And teach people about the difficult issues. The issues in the play are what really matter.
And I think you're going to be showing us an extract from this play, aren't you?
That's right. Put into context, I play a young first year who's having some troubles at school.
Her character doesn't actually have a name, yeah, because in a way she's like all of us.
It's like a metaphor. Maybe she's you at home, or like maybe she's you, Megan.
Maths is really important.
Yeah, thanks, Steve.
Put it in, coach.
Yes, thanks, Steve.
Right, well, I'm going to have a little chat with your teacher while you run off and get ready. I can't wait to see it. That's it, that way.
Huh? Where am I supposed to be?
So, Jeff, when did you first hear about the grant?
2 days ago, a letter from Advance arrived at the school. Now, the headmaster thought it was all a prank, but his secretary retrieved it from his bin and brought it to me.
How? How did you react?
I also threw it in the bin.
How did you react?
But then, Harriet and Trey rescued it, and they rang the number at the bottom of the page, and next thing you know, we're on tour.
Wow. Well, I think we can all guess which way you'll be voting from now on.
Do you know what? It's funny because Angela and I don't usually vote.
Oh no, we're going to change again.
I'm a mathematician, of course, and she's a paraplegic mainly. But we did used to watch that Peter Clements DIY show back in the day, and so we thought, why not? Let's have a go at this old democracy thing.
Okay.
And here we bally well are.
Good stuff.
Fucking brilliant!
So,
No, damn it, I missed the
section of Hey,
I missed the censor button.
Hey,
Dear Diary. I'm not sure I can take another day at this school. Another day of tears. Another day of tears. Another day of fears. But still
I walk the corridors alone. But still I walk the corridors alone. Dreading what might be around every corner. Dreading what might be around every
around the corner? What's around the corner? What's around the corner?
Oh no, wrong.
Oh, hi Gary. Oh heavens no! Gary. It's Gary the Fist. Oh heavens no!
Gary the Fist. Gary the Fist.
Going somewhere, little
That's the
first
one.
year.
I was one off with my finger.
I've been looking for some poor victim to bully all morning, but will this make me feel better about my violent father?
Excuse me, I'm late for maths. Excuse me, it's my favourite subject. I'm late for maths. It's so important. And so important.
Maths is for losers.
What?
Maths is for losers.
My arm's stuck, coach.
Keep going, for fuck's sake.
Let's censor that thing.
Maths is for losers. Now, give me your lunch money. Now,
Double lunch for me today, but why am I only truly happy when I'm eating?
Not today, Gary the Fist. Not today.
What do you mean not today?
It's
My arm's free, coach.
Brilliant, keep going.
It's about censoring, choosing the right screen, and keeping the these things correct. And then you also can't stay on the same screen for too long. And you got your AdWords right.
Two new friends. Vanessa is captain of the netball team. And Blake owns a motorbike.
But I can't fight all three of you, and I don't have any friends of my own.
Okay, so back on this. Going back on 4.
Take a look at me. Take a little look at my face. I could be you. She could be you. And you could be me.
Or you could be me.
Life can be peachy keen.
That is not a good angle.
If you work as a team.
It's my choice to be mean. So stop now, make a different choice.
Listen to that inner voice.
Ah!
Hey, listen up, I won't take no crap. Who said middle class girls can't rap? I ain't afraid of your cruel laps. I'm a mother-loving rebel, but I still love maths.
Hey, kids, I'm Gary the Fist. People think that folks like me probably shouldn't exist, but that's just prejudice, and I'd do better if you knew the way that I became Gary the Fist. I grew up on a council estate. The park was hip, but the flats weren't great. My dad used to come home drunk and late, and if he hit my mum for dinner, he had to wait. Where's my dinner?
It's not ready.
Where's my dinner, woman? Don't make me ask you again.
Hitting women is wrong.
I guess life's pretty hard on a council estate. 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 It's so damn hard on a council estate.
Life can be peachy keen.
Yeah.
Okay, can no longer go to 3, can now only go between 1, 2, and 4.
It's your choice to be me.
It's my choice.
So stop now, make a different choice.
Listen to that inner voice.
Friendship!
Yay for friendship.
Well, thankfully that's all we have time for tonight on the National Nightly News. Join us tomorrow night.
Okay,
for all the
gotta get to
headlines
the next
across
ad.
country. My name's Jeremy Dawson.
1,
peaceful night.
go ad.
And we're out.
Oh, that was
That That was not brilliant. That was a nightmare.
Was that?
I believe.
Oh, that was a nightmare.
I believe I've got a 14-inch cock, but don't make it so.
I have a similar belief about adequate paycheck.
Oh, someone please get these twats out of my studio.
Okay, oh, I ended up getting a B? How the heck did that happen? Ooh, but overall was a D. Oh no. Oh no. Well, I did severely mess up on the first one, so I wasn't expecting great news anyway, but still, this is gonna be bad for my paycheck. My boss is gonna hate me more. A slight duck to pay. Aww. Crippling death. And the boss hates me. Oh dear. And you are still sleeping, that's good. Okay. I'm starting to really enjoy these loading screens. They're the only time I get a break. Okay, late night. Oh, more of this. You arrive home after a long shift to find a note waiting for you on the countertop. You recognize Sam's hurried squall. Chris has been evicted for not paying rent. You know where this is headed. Sam's gone to pick up Chris' stuff from the street. Don't wait up. Underline twice. So this is your fault now, is it? You sulkily press play on the cheap horror film you were going to watch together. You used to be absolutely terrified as a kid. It always makes the two of you laugh. It's not the same without Sam, but you still chuckle to yourself occasionally. Just as you get to the good bit, the part where Candy decides to investigate alone, your 14-year-old son interrupts. He wants to go to a friend's house. He looks at you in a way only a child can, pleading but somehow defiant. Sorry, apparently it's a school night. Charlie's voice gets louder and louder as he sees you're not going to change your mind. You pretend that it's for my own good, but really, you just want to be left alone. Fucking hate you. Oh dear, he hesitates. He knows he's gone too far, but in his rage, but he can't bring himself to back down. Before you can open your mouth, he storms up the stairs and slams his door. You check in on your son before you head to bed. You don't control his door, and there's no answer. You quietly open it. Your son is under the duvet, sulking. You're determinedly facing the wall, but since it's clear you're not leaving until he talks to you, he sighs and turns to face you. He needs to learn to control his temper. You begrudgingly apologize for his outburst, and both of you sleep much easier having cleared the air. Okay, so we're now into day 48. You can't help but crack a smile as you look around the table. The snow has settled on the grass outside. The kids are pulling a cracker, but your elderly mother tries to keep her eyes open. You did always have a soft spot for Christmas. You're sitting at the head of the table now, your dad's place. It's been a tense afternoon. Everyone can feel it. It's the first time you've seen Chris since you refused to part with your passport. It's a big change for Sam. His two siblings used to be in separate pulp. Christmas is usually such a nice time of year. The clatter of cutlery is all that can be heard as Chris stares pointedly at you. Are you having a nice Christmas, Grandma? Your mother stays vacantly at you, confused. She comes back to herself with a start of recognition. Yes, thank you, Alex. It's lovely, she murmurs. It's been happening more and more lately. The clatter of cutlery is all that can be heard as Chris stares pointedly at you. Make a toast, sure. You stand and raise your glass. Merry Christmas, everyone. I'm glad we're all here. There are murmurs of cheers and much clinking of glasses. Chris doesn't move. Yeah, we're all here. No thanks to you. Chris, says Sam, come on now. It's Christmas. Can't we put that behind us? Sam's right. Let's try and enjoy ourselves. Chris turns away from you, taking some frustration out on a cheap cut of roast chicken. Your daughter Susie sees this opportunity to corner you. You know how you love me. You chuckle. This sounds so familiar. I'm not going to like this, am I? Susie rolls her eyes. You know me and my friends are planning on going traveling this year, Susie begins innocently. Well, I was hoping you'd help me with the money. Interrupted by Chris, who makes a derisive snort. Wouldn't hold your breath, Susie. Not known for your generosity, are you, Alex? Ignoring Chris, you smile at your daughter. We'll see how many parts of the world. We will see so many parts of the world and learn so much about other cultures, Susie gushes. You sigh and lower your voice. You know money is really tight now that Grandma's staying here. We just don't have that kind of money, Suze. But please, Harriet's parents are helping her. Ooh, this is harsh. Oh, this is harsh. I mean, I want her to go, but at the same time... Ooh, I wish we could afford it, but we can't. What? You promised, your daughter yells. She looks from the face of one parent to the other and opens her mouth to speak. Instead, she lets out a frustrated shriek and buries her head in her hands. Chris starts to applaud. Gee. And the Parent of the Year award goes to... Chris starts a sarcastic drum roll on the table. You look to Sam for support, but none is forthcoming. Pay no attention, Susie. And Chris goes on. Alex has no time for their family, isn't that right? You can't bring yourself to speak. Pathetic. Chris puts an arm around Susie and escorts her out of the room. Sam follows without meeting your gaze. I'm sorry, but if we don't have the money, we don't have the money. Charlie excuses himself awkwardly as you start to clear the plates in silence. Have you had a nice birthday, Pat? Your mother chimes in cheerfully. Gee. You're leaping through the pile of accumulated posts. Each new bill pulls on your gut like a lead weight until a flash of blue makes you pause. Recognizing the Teal Advance logo on the envelope, you tear it open. Dear Winston residents, thank you for sending us your passport for approval. You can now confirm the receipt and validation of the new asset and wealth deduction history. Hopefully this will make the last month of argument with Sam worth it. As such, it's our pleasure to enclose a check which we hope you will see as a symbol, not only for our gratitude to you, but for our unwavering commitment to creating a society free of inequality. The throbbing of your fresh into your paper cuts is the only reason you can believe you're awake. A check, and a sizable one at that. This was right, Advance really are redistributing themselves. We'll continue to strive for the betterment of this nation and its people. Forward together. Julia Salisbury and Peter Clement. The weight of your financial burden lessens slightly. It's bliss. And then we can put away some money so that you can travel next time. Why does the zip on this damn case never closes? It's your anniversary. Every year you and Sam go away for the weekend, usually camping. You're not made of money. We're looking forward to it for ages, finally getting some time alone together where you can forget about the noise of life. No kids, no work, just a bit of romance and some peace and quiet. The zip finally gives up the battle and you drag the bulging suitcase down the stairs. The answering machine is blinking on the half table. Good evening, Alice. This is Boss Man. Calling to inform you that you're required to work this weekend. Art sings. Some information has come to light concerning the rising tension between our nation and foreign powers. The National Nightly News team will be working around the clock to ensure we break the story first. Needless to say, I'll expect your attendance tomorrow morning, 8 AM sharp. Have a pleasant evening, Alex. Shock turns to annoyance and then fury. I would tell Sam. Sam comes downstairs brimming with excitement. Kissing you, they grab the car keys from the dish and start to load your bags into the back. You know what? No. We're gonna take the risk. We're gonna ignore the message that you need this weekend. Message deleted. What was that? Comes a voice from behind you. Nothing important, you reply as you put on your coat, adrenaline coursing through your body. Grabbing sound around the waist, you practically slam the front door. Might as well enjoy your time off. You're going to pay for it on Monday. Oh boy, am I gonna pay for it on Monday. I'm just gonna pretend that I had already left. I never got the message. When you get to work Monday morning, you get some sour looks from your exhausted colleagues. A note sits waiting for you. The immaculate script is blood red. I am very disappointed, Winston. Okay, permission slip. Your son Charlie hovers at your elbow as you read. You find yourself striving to achieve. Are you an active member of the team? You like reaping the benefits of cooperation. Join the advanced go-getters today. Forward together. This doesn't sound like the youth club that he told you about. Charlie grabs the flyer from you and thrusts the form into your hand. So I can walk there straight from school and Ben's sister can drop us home after. So you won't have to do anything. Let's see. I don't wanna sign that form, but oh, my son's gonna hate me at that point, but oh well. Refuse to sign. Sorry mate, I don't think this is the right place for you. Hand back the form gently. What? This is unfair. Why? I know it seems that way, Charlie, but you'll understand soon enough. There's a lot of these dilemmas now instead of news. It's one of your rare evenings in, and strangely Charlie still isn't back from school. You knock on his bedroom door to see you snuck upstairs without you noticing. No answer. Pushing the door open to find a letter on his bed. Dear Charles, thanks for returning your parental permission form. Sam has given permission for you to join the positive and proactive team that is Advanced Go-Getters. We look forward to you attending the first meeting. You'll be out and getting them in no time. She signed it. Huh. After a particularly long day at work, you come home to find the post sorted into piles that Sam has taken to doing recently. Most of it is usual rubbish, but a letter with the increasingly unfamiliar advanced logo and urgent respond immediately plastered on the front in correspondingly urgent red font grabs your attention. Dear Winston residents, this letter is to inform you that the advanced government has taken another step forward in a fight for equality. By nationalizing the largest private corporation and redistributing their resources among the citizens of this great country, the Partnership Bonds program ensures the wealth created by the people is delivered to the people. Every household will become a partner in one of 3 carefully selected institutions chosen by Advance for consistent high performance and financial security. Please note, all returns are based on public opinion and cannot be guaranteed. Please select one of the following. Eye of the Beholder, Incorporated, where there's cosmetic clothing of pure, you see the beauty in all our customers. Neil Steels Limited, it's always a steal from Crazy Neil. I mean, we have been running a lot of Crazy Neil adverts. Pleasure Corp, our business is your pleasure. From sport to travel and even if some you can't see pleasure without pleasure. Ooh, what to invest in. What to invest in. You know what? You've been there with us from the start. Let's go with Neil Steels. Thank you for making a selection. Please return this form using the envelope provided. You will receive a report from your partnership in 3 to 6 working months. Future of this nation's in partnership. Forward together. Oh, I'm just missing my work. Step out of your old car in silence. Sam slams the door and you winch, hoping the door won't come off its hinges. Don't say anything, now's not the time. As you approach your front desk, you feel physically sick. Eventually, after what seems like an eternity, your daughter is brought out by an officer with a kind face. She's a good kid, but if we pick her up for graffiti again, we will have to charge her. You nod and apologize on Susie's behalf as Sam hugs your shell-shocked daughter. If you shake her hand, the officer lowers her voice. Keep her away from that boy and I think he'll be fine. Oh no, no, that never works out. In the car, you attempt to broach the subject, but Susie refuses to say a word. After a while, you give up the questions about who this boy might be and just drive. Hours later, you stare at the ceiling, worrying. The stillness in the bedroom is the only sign that Sam is also wide awake. Who is Susie hanging out with? Why is she acting out? Oh, it's a work day. Hooray! Let's see how this is gonna go. Oh, what's up, Dave? Oh no.
Good evening, Alex. It's Boozman here, your boss. While you're powering up and getting the adverts loaded, I thought I should just tell you that we've had one of those public information films from the government, and it's mandatory that you play it. You still have a free choice for the other two, so read those tape labels carefully, but make sure you play the advance advert, preferably at the second break.
Okay, let's do that.
Have a great show.
Oh, I gotta check power. Everything must be on.
All men such pricks.
That one,
and then I needed that one in the second slot. We want to throw in a crazy Neil there because that's how we get, and people should probably check that prostate, so that's fine.
I don't know why I talked to you.
You're probably just a really awful date.
10 seconds, everybody. Like I said, all of you.
Did your personality accidentally slip out?
Pricks. Going in 5, 4, 3.
Good evening. I'm Jeremy Donaldson.
And I'm Megan Wolf. Our main stories tonight.
Uncooperative. A mysterious symbol has appeared overnight on thousands of buildings throughout the capital.
Tonight, in an exclusive live interview with Prime Ministers Julia Salisbury and Peter Clement, I'll be asking what this mysterious symbol might mean.
After 3 months of record-breaking approval ratings,
Good morning, Lizard.
Could this be the daring first move of a silent resistance movement? And what would that mean as we go into the future?
We shall overcome. Trapped in Dante's taint for more than a month now, doctors Ingrid Svorsborg Horgensvoord and David Wong announced today that they're considering 2 possible options.
With 2 of the finest minds in science working together, hopes are still high for the eventual return of the team to dry land.
Without enough engineers to successfully fix their craft, the team seem likely to attempt to farm the cavern's ecosystem while they wait for rescue from above ground. I think I'll stick to risotto, Jeremy.
Bloodbath avoided. As the last Mr. Snugglehogs is found and destroyed, we ask, how could we have been so blind?
Okay, good thing we didn't.
The station wisely chose not to advertise Mr. Snugglehugs, and the subsequent disappointing sales turned out to be a miracle, as only 7 children were horribly injured by the lethal toy. How much worse could it have been? Thankfully, we'll never know.
Julia Salisbury, who mobilised numerous government resources to recall the product immediately after the first blindings, said today that the new advance mark, which must be earned by all new products, would be a 100% ironclad guarantee of safety and quality.
table for two. Johnny Hamsleeves and Tiffany Lamore were spotted having a private moment out at lunch today.
The popular couple have certainly been on a roller coaster since they started dating late last year. And this image is sure to place them firmly back in the tabloids.
Could we be on the verge of the biggest celebrity wedding since professional wrestler Randy Grizzlenuts McFridge married his longtime tag team partner Tina Tiny Hands last year in a wrestling ring made entirely
A wrestling ring made of cake? That's unsanitary,
It is one
for sure.
celebrated role model about to become the bad boy of sports.
And radical ideas. In an attempt to put the Mr. Snugglehugs disaster behind them, Remington's Fist CEO Sophia Remington today announced a surprising new project that already has the markets raising an eyebrow.
Known for taking risks and bold strategies, could the adventurous CEO be leading the business giant down a dark alley, or taking it to a new level of success?
The manufacturing giant promises that the Junior Employment Opportunity Scheme will not only increase employment but also productivity. But critics are speaking out against what they're calling child labour. The scheme is being marketed under the slogan, "Lots of little hands to make lots of little things."
With that exclusive Prime Ministerial interview coming up later.
And our very own Patrick Bannon live at the first annual Sports Board final.
You won't want to miss a second of tonight's Unlikely News.
Oh no, not this again. Not this. Not this. Anything but this.
But first tonight, while Advance is certainly proving popular with the majority of the country, who've seen their wealth and standards of living increase considerably, for some, the transition has not been as pleasant.
That's right, Megan. The formerly aristocratic members of our society have had to make major adjustments to come to terms with the new regime.
Robin Short is in suburbia investigating rumours that these previously privileged people may be planning some kind of protest. Robin?
Thanks, Megan. I'm here in moderate
What?
Hatchings to talk to
No,
Wentworth and
not this
Helen
again.
Somerset Bentley, who were relocated to the house you see behind me after Advance passed the Assets and Wealth Act on their first day in office. Tell me, how are you settling into your new lives?
Well, quite frankly, Robin, we're not settling in at all. Our neighbours are whitewatters.
Simply untenable. I hope you'll forgive my language, but it's as steaming as a Wednesday hatch basket with too much spatting.
Steady now, Penelope.
Sir?
Sorry, Robin, my sister's under a lot of pressure. She had to dress herself this morning and she still hasn't quite recovered, Robin.
My goodness, that must have been quite a shock.
She really struggles with women's, Robin.
Well, at least you've been rehoused in a nice big house.
Big house? This grubby little dadispatch only has one staircase.
And the breakfast room and the dining room
No,
and the same
no,
bloody
not
place.
this.
Imagine that, having all one's grub in one room. One room, Robin.
So what would you say to the people that feel that your family has had it far too easy for far too long, and that these redistributions are both fair and just?
I hardly think we've had it easy for fuss's sake. Only one of our swimming pools was even heated.
But realistically, what can you do?
Well, you've asked the right bloody question, Robin.
Thank you, Wentworth. I wasn't the youngest ever editor of the Swinstead Middle School Inquirer for no reason.
I think our toilet butler was from Swinstead. Dear George. Oh, I wonder what happened to him. I remember! Daddy tried to shoot him in the buttocks and he ran off into the
Let's
woods.
bleep that.
That's probably my last happy memory, Robin.
Tragic, but what can you do?
We will rise and rebel. We wage war on our revolting rulers with righteous words and rebellious writings. Our best guess in our quest for redress is to divest our breast in an undressed bare chest protest.
Oh, what's that?
Daddy! Daddy, it's
Daddy!
something!
Please don't do that. We can't show this on the news.
Right, you buggers! Carry
Wait, what? No! No, I'm losing everything. Fine, watch it then if you want. Oh. No. No, too much footage that was not for broadcast. Okay. I can do better. I can do better. Okay. No, but I couldn't show it on TV, but at the same time when I didn't show it, they kept losing viewers. Balancing the viewers versus everything else. Okay, let's see. Get everything up and going. Whoop.
Free choice for the other two, so read those tape labels carefully. But make sure you play the advance advert, preferably at the second break.
Go.
Right, that's the lot. Have a great show. Total pimp. My God, that weather looks nasty.
And prepare on camera 1 or was it camera 2?
Apparently he has a complicated relationship with his face.
No. Sorry, are you saying he chose his imaginary friend in the sky over you?
I don't know why I talked to you.
It probably just a really awful date.
10 seconds, everybody. Like I said, all of you.
Did your personality accidentally slip out?
Pricks. Going in 5, 4, 3.
Good evening. I'm Jeremy Dawson.
And I'm Megan Wolf. Our main stories tonight.
Uncooperative. A mysterious symbol has appeared overnight on thousands of buildings throughout the capital.
Tonight, in an exclusive live interview with Prime Ministers Julia Salisbury and Peter Clement, I'll be asking what this mysterious symbol might mean.
Critics have been quick to dismiss the graffiti as a publicity stunt, or an act of frustration by a tiny, disorganized group of those who will never, under any circumstances, be content.
We shall overcome. Trapped in Dante's taint for more than a month now, doctors Ingrid Svorsborg-Horgensvoord and David Wong announced today that they're considering 2 possible options.
With 2 of the finest minds in science working together, hopes are still high for the eventual return of the team to dry land.
Oh no!
While both options are still on the table, support seems to be growing for a daring escape attempt.
That's not
If a group of fungus experts can't fix the most advanced craft ever conceived by man, then who can?
Bloodbath avoided. As the last Mr. Snugglehogs is found and destroyed, we ask, how could we have been so blind?
Fortunately, this station wisely chose not to advertise Mr. Snugglehugs, and the subsequent disappointing sales turned out to be a miracle, as only 7 children were horribly injured by the lethal toy. How much worse could it have been? Thankfully, we'll never know.
Julia Salisbury, who mobilised numerous government resources to recall the product immediately after the first blindings, said today that the new advance mark, which must be earned by all new products, will be a 100% ironclad guarantee of safety and quality.
Table for 2. Johnny Hamsleeves and Tiffany Lamour were spotted having a private moment out at lunch today.
The popular couple have certainly been on a roller coaster since they started dating late last year, and this image is sure to place them firmly back in the tabloids.
Could we be on the verge of the biggest celebrity wedding since professional wrestler Randy Grizzlenuts McFridge married his longtime tag team partner Tina Tiny Hands last year in a wrestling ring made entirely of cake?
Is this once celebrated role model about to become the bad boy of sports?
And radical ideas. In an attempt to put the Mr. Snugglehugs disaster behind them, Remington's Fist CEO Sophia Remington today announced a surprising new project that already has the markets raising an eyebrow.
Known for taking risks and bold strategies, could the adventurous CEO be leading the business giant down a dark alley, or taking it to a new level of success?
We understand the Mobile Orientation Operational Burrowing Service will be a new international travel system based around the construction of a major tunnel through the centre of the Earth. Sophia Remington claims it will make travelling from one side of the world to the other the matter of an afternoon. Geologists are concerned about the implications of digging a hole through the planet, while flat earthers claim it should be quite easy.
With that exclusive Prime Ministerial interview coming up later.
And our very own Patrick Bannon live at the first annual Sports Board final.
You won't want to miss a second of tonight's National Nightly News.
Oh no, no, I forgot about this. Oh shoot. Oh, this is not going well.
But first tonight. While Advance is certainly proving popular with the majority of the country, who've seen their wealth and standards of living increase considerably, for some, the transition has not been pleasant.
That's right, Megan. The formerly aristocratic members of our society have had to make major adjustments to come to terms with the new regime.
Not the game I want to
Short
play
is in
while...
suburbia investigating rumours that these previously privileged people may be planning some kind of protest.
While dealing with 2 puppies.
Thanks, Megan. I'm here in moderate
Sentence
Hatching
again.
to talk to Wentworth and Penelope Somerset Bentley, who were relocated to the house you see behind me after Advance passed the Assets and Wealth Act on their first day in office. Tell me, how are you settling into your new lives?
Well, quite frankly, Robin, we're not settling in at all. Our neighbours are whitewatters.
It's simply untenable. I hope you'll forgive my language, but it's as steaming as a Wednesday hatch basket with too much spatting.
Steady now, Penelope. Sorry, Robin, my sister's under a lot of pressure. She had to dress herself this morning and she still hasn't quite recovered, Robin.
Oh. My goodness, that must have been quite a shock.
She really struggles with women's, Robin.
Well, at least you've been rehoused in a nice big house.
Big house? This grubby little gaddis spatch only has one staircase.
And the breakfast room and the dining room in the same bloody place. Imagine that, having all one's grub in one room. One room,
Yes, how horrible to have it all in one room.
The people that feel that your family has had it far too easy for far too long, and that these redistributions are both fair and just.
I hardly think we've had it easy for fussle's sake. Only one of our swimming pools was even heated.
I've had it so hard.
But realistically, what can you do?
Well, you've asked the right bloody question, Robin.
Thank you, Wentworth. I wasn't the youngest ever editor of the Swinstead Middle School Inquirer for no reason.
I think our toilet butler was from Swinstead. Dear George. Oh, I wonder what happened to him. I remember! Daddy tried to shoot him in the buttocks and he ran off into the woods.
Oh, good times.
Oh, that's probably my last happy memory, Robin.
Tragic, but what can you do?
We will rise and rebel. We wage war on our revolting rulers with righteous words and rebellious writings. Our best guess in our quest for redress is to divest our breast and an undressed bare chest protest.
Oh, what's that?
Daddy! Daddy, it's
Daddy!
starting!
Please don't do that. We can't show this on the news.
Right, you buggers! Carry ho! Kill it!
Oh my god.
But it says that this is the one I'm keeping on, but... Ah. Oh no, it still wants me to keep on that, and then it's interference, and... No! See, I can't broadcast that, but clearly that is the one thing I don't want to broadcast. Huh. Okay, I am, however, gonna have to call for some assistance.
Getting the adverts loaded, I thought I should just tell you that we've had one of those public information films from the government, and it's mandatory that you play it. You still have a free choice for the other 2, so read those tape labels carefully, but make sure you play the advance.
Yeah, I'll play the advance. Right. There we go.
Have a great show.
Crazy Neil, you went first. Check your prostate, third.
Oh, how's it going with Steve?
That was the one we started on.
That well, eh?
Apparently he has a complicated relationship with his fate.
No.
Sorry, are you saying he chose his imaginary friend in the sky over you?
I don't know why I talked to you.
It probably is a really awful date.
10 seconds, everybody. Like I said, all of you.
Did your personality accidentally slip out?
Pricks. Going in 5, 4, 3.
Good evening. I'm Jeremy Dawson.
And I'm Megan Wolf. Our main stories tonight.
Uncooperative. A mysterious symbol has appeared overnight on thousands of buildings throughout the capital.
Tonight, in an exclusive live interview with Prime Ministers Julia Salisbury and Peter Clement, I'll be asking what this mysterious symbol might mean.
Critics have been quick to dismiss the graffiti as a publicity stunt, or an act of frustration by a tiny, disorganized group of those who will never, under any circumstances, be content.
We shall overcome. Trapped in Dante's taint for more than a month now, doctors Ingrid Sporsborg and Horgensvoord and David Wong announced today that they're considering 2 possible options.
With 2 of the finest minds in science working together, hopes are still high for the eventual return of the team to dry land.
Without enough engineers to successfully fix their craft, the team seem likely to attempt to farm the cavern's ecosystem while they wait for rescue from above ground. I think I'll stick to risotto, Jeremy.
Bloodbath avoided. As the last Mr. Snugglehogs is found and destroyed,
going with the same
we
picture
ask,
from Mr.
how could
Snuggles?
we have been so blind?
Fortunately, this station wisely chose not to advertise Mr. Snugglehugs, and the subsequent disappointing sales turned out to be a miracle, as only 7 children were horribly injured by the lethal toy. How much worse could it have been? Thankfully, we'll never know.
Julia Salisbury, who mobilised numerous government resources to recall the product immediately after the first blindings, said today that the new advance mark, which must be earned by all new products, would be a 100% ironclad guarantee of safety and quality.
Table for 2. Johnny Hansleeves and Tiffany Lamore were spotted having a private moment out at lunch today.
The popular couple have certainly been on a roller coaster since they started dating in late last week. And this image is sure to place them firmly back in the tabloids.
Could we be on the verge of the biggest celebrity wedding since professional wrestler Randy Grizzlenuts McFridge married his longtime tag team partner Tina Tiny Hands last year in a wrestling ring made entirely of cake?
Is his once celebrated role model about to become the bad boy of sports?
And radical ideas. In an attempt to put the Mr. Snugglehugs disaster behind them, Remington's Fist CEO Sophia Remington today announced a surprising new project that already has the markets raising an eyebrow.
Known for taking risks and bold strategies, could the adventurous CEO be leading the business giant down a dark alley, or taking it to a new level of success?
The manufacturing giant promises that the Junior Employment Opportunity Scheme will not only increase employment but also productivity. But critics are speaking out against what they're calling child labour. The scheme is being marketed under the slogan, "Lots of little hands to make lots of little things."
With that exclusive Prime Ministerial interview coming up later.
And our very own Patrick Bannon live at the first annual Sports Board final.
You won't want to miss a second of tonight's National Nightly News.
There we go, that's that, and then this horrible thing starts again.
But first tonight, while Advance is certainly proving popular with the majority of the country, who've seen their wealth and standards of living increase considerably, for some, the transition has not been as pleasant.
That's right, Megan. The formerly aristocratic members of our society have had to make major adjustments to come to terms with the new regime.
Robin Short is in suburbia investigating rumours that these previously privileged people may be planning some kind of protest. Robin?
Thanks, Megan. I'm here in moderate Hatcham with Wentworth and Penelope Somerset Bentley, who were relocated to the house you see behind me after Advance passed the Assets and Wealth Act on their first day in office. Tell me, how are you settling into your new lives?
Well, quite frankly, Robin, we're not settling in at all. Our neighbours are whitewatters.
Simply untenable. I hope you'll forgive my language, but it's as steaming as a Wednesday hatch basket with too much Spanish.
Censor?
Steady now, Penelope. Sorry, Robin, my sister's under a lot of pressure. She had to dress herself this morning and she still hasn't quite recovered, Robin.
Censor again.
My goodness, that must have been quite a shock.
She really struggles with women's, Robin.
Well, at least you've been rehoused in a nice big house.
Big house? This grubby little dada spatch only has one staircase.
I pressed the censor.
Room and a dining room in the same bloody place. Imagine that, having all one's grub in one room. One room, Robin.
So what would you say to the people that feel that your family has had it far too easy for far too long, and that these redistributions are both fair and just?
I hardly think we've had it easy for fussle's sake. Only one of our swimming pools was even heated.
But realistically, what can you do?
Wow, you've asked the right bloody question, Robin.
Thank you, Wentworth. I wasn't the youngest ever editor at Instead Middle School Inquirer for no reason.
I think our toilet butler was
I feel like swapping between the things might have been a bit easier.
Daddy tried to shoot him in the buttocks.
The changing camera angle must be easier.
That's probably my last happy memory, Robin. That's probably my last happy memory, Robin.
tragic, but what can you do?
We will rise and rebel. We wage war on our revolting rulers with righteous words and rebellious writings. Our best guess in our quest for redress is to divest our breast and an undress bare chest. Protest!
Oh, what's that? Daddy! Daddy, it's something! Please don't do that. We can't show this on the
Apparently
news.
we can.
Right, you buggers! Carry home!
Apparently we can. That's the only thing that's glowing green.
Get the dog!
Tilly's our mummy. She's proper cracked teeth too.
Well, at least you are showing some shame.
Free at last! Somerset Bentley, glad to meet you. See, the protest has started already. Nice sharp work, boy.
Thanks, Daddy.
He gets that from me, you know.
And forgive me, what are you trying to achieve here?
We just want to be fucking well.
Censor.
That's all.
Oh, language, Penelope. We are new, not rude.
Clear.
We want the world to realise we won't roll over and run away. We will revolt. We will rise again.
Yes, we bloody well will. Stuff and pickpocket.
Are you okay?
Okay, might be censored a bit early, but still.
Well, Jeremy, Megan, as this embryonic protest movement takes one in the top ring, it's back here in the studio. I'm Robin Short, struggling surreptitiously in moderate hatchings.
Thanks, Robin. Let's Hey, Megan.
Yeah, speak for yourself there, Jeremy, but I've seen enough sharp work to last me a lifetime.
I'm sure you have. But can a naked protest movement ever really catch on? It doesn't seem like the way we do things in this country.
But as I'm sure you're aware, Jeremy, this country is becoming a very different place.
Yes, but seriously, who's going to run around naked in our weather?
Hopefully not you, Jeremy.
Yes, well, there wouldn't be enough canvas for the slogans.
When we come back, our very own Patrick Bannon will be live from the Sports Board Finals. Stick around, you won't want to miss it.
We'll be back after these messages. We'll be back.
Okay.
1 minute back.
Let's add this going.
Oh, this is crazy.
Oof.
Extra exciting bed and crazy cushion Easter extravaganza.
She's funny.
We're going to give you crazy.
Okay. Okay, made it through that bit.
She wants your job.
And I don't think it went too bad.
Alex, Boozman, we're getting reports in that naked protesters might try and spoil the sports board final by waving their fleshy bits about. Try and make sure you don't broadcast it. It's 6 p.m. for God's sake. No one wants to see fannies on the news.
Okay, so now we don't want naked people.
Don't be lazy. Let's get crazy.
Fair enough. I'll try not to broadcast any.
We have even got shrubbery. You want to sling a hammer? We'll throw in the trees for free. You need a sleeping bag? We've got men's sleeping bags, boys' sleeping bags, couples' sleeping bags. Sleeping bags, you could sleep it upside down with just your feet out. We got beds you could sleep on your front.
Well, that's what it says.
Yes, I understand that, but I always say welcome back.
I think we should just keep it as it is.
Well, of course you do. I've got one hack line.
What's that supposed to mean? I didn't write it, Jeremy.
That's all right, fine. Jenny, there's something wrong with the auto cue.
10 seconds.
Oh, I just felt a drip again. Have they not fixed this?
Want to see us fry? It's good for the ratings.
5.
Okay, and we're going back.
3.
Welcome back to the National Nightly News.
Oh,
I'm
no,
Megan
we're
Wolf. Coming up later, we'll be speaking to the Prime Ministers about their exciting new healthcare facilities, transition centres.
Nice to see they care.
You're absolutely right, Jeremy. But first, we're going now to our own Patrick Bannon, who's reporting live from the finals of the new game that's gripping the nation, Sports Board. Patrick?
That's right, Megan. You join me live here for the final of the first annual Sports Board Championship. It's been a hotly contested competition so far. I think it's fair to say these two have been dancing around each other all season. First up, we have Eddie Striker. She's the more experienced of our two players today. Striker has got an accuracy of 7, a danger rating of K, and a 12-month driving ban. Striker's known for her signature move, the lanky hamster. And facing her tonight, hoping to prove himself with a career record of 12 outs, 14 finishes, and a divorce pending, it's Mr. Wingspan himself, Tommy, the Fingernail Harris. Just waiting on the ref now. The slapping ceremony is taking part. Still going on. And Striker, of course, first to start as she won the trivia round earlier on by some margin. Harris, perhaps the brawn and not the brain. Stupid. Eddie Striker. Eddie Striker. Nice start there from Striker. She's determined not to let the nerves show. Not after last time. On to Mr. Harris now, Tommy. On to Mr. Harris now, Tommy. Using his arm to pick up the ball. Using his arm to pick up the ball. Not a bad shot there from Harris.
We didn't want to win close to the board.
All right. The shot's number 3. All right. She's gone to sort of throwing it under her legs. She's gone. Not bad if you ask me. Not bad. To Harris. Bit of business with the ref, but it got sorted out. Bit of business with the ref, but it got sorted out.
Okay.
Back to Harris now. A ball in the hand is worth 2 in the bush. Harris now. A ball in the hand is worth 2 in the bush.
Football. Move back.
I'd say that's fair, but what do I know? I'd say that's fair, but what do I know? Oh no, and Harris is not going to be happy with that. So really not a good start there for Tommy Harris in round 1.
Okay, but it's shown that I shouldn't necessarily show that.
But first, of course, after the argument with the ref section, it's time to change ends. Now we have the ceremonial changing of the ends.
But why wouldn't you want to show when the basket?
And of course now they go back to the starting positions, as that makes sense.
Absolutely no sense.
Striker giving it large.
Second round, striker to play. Harris.
Winter round 2 now with Harris. Okay, we seem to have some sort of streaker on the pitch. Apologise if you broadcast any of that stuff. She appears to have slogans across her breast and arse. Try and ignore all of that. Security, I'm sure we're going to take them out as soon as possible. Apologise if we broadcast any of that. As I said, we're going to get the situation resolved as soon as possible. They're trying to carry on play, but it's proving a bit difficult, and I'm struggling to follow because it's quite an eyesore. And women's bodies, yeah. All right, great. Okay, so back into round 2 now, and Harry's absolutely determined to close that massive gap. Eddie Striker. Eddie Striker. No, it's just some of the tightest play I've seen ever. No, it's just some of the tightest play I've seen ever. Harris. Harris. And was that the fitted thumb screw? We haven't seen that since the heats. What a brilliant move. Back to Striker. And we know what that means, ladies and gentlemen. That is, of course, the ground sound. Of course, the ground sound. Excellent bit of play here on both sides of the bucket. Excellent bit of play here on both sides of the bucket. I don't know about you at home, but I'm finding the technical mastering display here absolutely blooming jaw-dropping. Absolutely blooming jaw-dropping. The ref has spotted something in Harris's neck or head. And Harris is having an absolute shocker. What a miserable start there for Tommy Harris. But he is a late bloomer, of course, we've always said that. And after all, it is a game of 2 halves. 4 rounds and 7 subgenres. But now, of course, it's time for the half-time show. Sponsored by Brimington's Fish.
On my whistle, on my whistle.
Nice piece of music here to start the half-time show. Okay, another posh protester loose on the court here. We'll do our best to shield you from having to look directly at it. Is running around here with his genitals on display for all to see. And ruining what was shaping up to be quite the dance interlude there. Now he's thrusting himself in Harris's face. Security's on it. And the bucket has been knocked over!
Oh well, it's so far going well with ratings.
Hopefully he'll get taken out now. Genitals flying around for all to see. Really, if you ask me, not Sunday morning television. And out of there, hopefully taken away, never to be seen again.
You...
Ballboy cannot be in the final pose. Ballboy cannot be in the final pose.
And a lovely finish there on both sides of the bucket. I wouldn't like to call that one. And as we head into round 3, I'd love to know what's going on in these 2 players' heads. But unfortunately, because of science, we can't. Thank you. Because of science, we can't. Not bad. Not bad. So that ball boy's giving me the eye all day. I don't know what's going on there. Striker there, not a great start. He looks a bit flustered, I think, after all that swinging around. Back to Harris here. God, what I wouldn't give to be that ball. I'm all right, ladies. God, what I wouldn't give to be that ball. I'm all right, ladies. Tommy Harris. Tommy Harris. And it dribbled down his arm, which is actually a really good move, because, of course, if it dribbles down his arm and goes on the floor, it's not going in the bucket. Back to Striker. Back to Striker. And Striker's gone for the animal bonus there, but of course, perhaps... And yes, Harris has
the tiny bell counter.
Of course, we've seen that before. Look at her face. She is absolutely gutted. What a mud. That could have been the clincher. What a massive shame.
Harris receives possession now.
Harris to serve now. Harris, of course, undefeated by Kestrel in his last 4 battles. So, here we go. Tommy Harris. Tommy Harris. That's all right. That's all right. Not bad there. He threw it quite far away from him, which is quite a good idea. Very clever there. Perhaps a little contact. A caution from the referee, who's being, if you ask me, a little bit harsh. Ellie Striker. Ellie Striker. And she's let the nerves get to her. What the hell was that? You hate to see it, don't you? You cannot believe it. Oh, for God's sake. Okay, like, I mean, this is a mess now. I don't know what I can be doing about this. I mean, sort of breasts and genitals for all to see. I mean, there's only so much I can do. They're sort of everywhere, aren't they?
That was the right.
All right, I'll try and carry on. The players are trying to carry on, but of course it's difficult because these protesters are hoping to get them taken off soon so we can carry on with the match.
I'll go back to camera 2.
What's going on here? Yes. We want our money. Yes, very good. Bloody wasters, absolute wasters.
Camera 1 is safe. Camera 3 is safe. Camera 2 is safe.
Oh, jog on!
There was probably something that needed to be censored during that bit that I missed.
Okay, and now we're going to go into the final round. And of course, as it's a Tuesday, the final round is a mime round. Who could believe it? Who could believe it? Nice imaginary shot there from Harris. It really could go anywhere at this point. Really high-level play here from two absolute juggernauts of the sport. Hold. The bucket getting moved back to its proper place. About time, if you ask me. About time, if you ask me. She's juggling it around from her hands. Interesting, juggling it around from her hands. And she's put it in her mouth like as if it was an egg. And now she's and she's spat it out. She did the egg spit. So a wonderful move there. Quite late on from Striker. But she's in it to win it. On it like a car bonnet. On it like a car bonnet. Tommy Harris here, having a bit of beef. Tommy Harris here, having a bit of beef. And he's peeling it as if it were a banana, which is an interesting move. Not sure if he hasn't had his potassium or what's going on today. And he's trying to have the banana as the ball! What a fantastic move there from Harris! Unfortunately, that is the end. What a pathetic... There we go, Jeremy, that is over. How can he look his 8-year-old son in the face tonight? What a lump! We just have to wait for the referee now to announce it to make sure it is all official.
Contestants in, please. Contestants in, please. And the winner of the first annual Sports Board Championship is everyone!
Okay, the ref has decreed once again a win for everyone, including me as my 15th win in the Sports Board Championship. I'm going to be celebrating tonight with my wife and children. Another wonderful victory for me. Here come the on-site security to collect their medals.
Oh dear. That doesn't look good.
And thanks again for watching the Sports Board Championships. What more is there to say? I'm Patrick Bannon. Looking forward to celebrating tonight. And all I always have to say, Jeremy, is back to you in the studio.
Patrick Bannon had an extraordinary final.
Historic sports board, Jeremy.
I didn't know you were a fan.
Yeah, I can wrench a doubler with the best of them, I'll have you know.
I certainly wouldn't bet against you.
When we come back, I'll be talking live with Prime Ministers Julia Salisbury and Peter Clement, who apparently have a big announcement you wouldn't want to miss.
That's coming up after these messages.
Go.
1 minute back.
Fucking microphone shocked me.
What?
Fucking microphone just shocked me. Where's that sound guy?
Glad I'm not the sound guy.
Everything okay?
Oh, the mics are just trying to kill us now, apparently.
You'll be fine. You're unshockable.
I'm immune to your cheap flattery.
I'm wearing you down.
Boozman again. Just heard from the chaps in maintenance that this storm is causing the odd power surge, and some of your controls might be a bit dangerous. Now, I know you're tough and you can take the odd shock for the sake of a perfect news broadcast, but too many in quick succession can stop the old ticker. I'm sure you'll make the right decision.
So I could die.
Seem to have sprung a leak. Well, several, actually.
You're gonna need a whole new lining up there.
Triple C.
So good to see you again.
Miss Wolf, your star seems to be in the ascendant.
It's a great time to be alive.
Too bloody right. Peter Clement.
Megan Wolf.
My, but that's a firm handshake you've got there.
She's tougher than she looks. Am I here?
Here, with Mr. Clement on your left.
Right you are.
How many shots can I possibly take, though?
Is your seat down?
10 seconds, everybody.
No, mine's 5. Have you had a little accident?
She's a cow.
5, 4, 3.
Welcome back. I am delighted to be joined by Prime Ministers Julia Salisbury and Peter Clement. Welcome to the National Nightly News, Prime Ministers.
Oh, please, it's just Julia and Peter.
We don't believe much in titles.
We're delighted to be here.
Well, firstly, I should ask how you feel about the graffiti that's been springing up across the capital. Should we be worried?
Oh, no, you definitely shouldn't be worried.
Well, not unless you've got a fatal paint allergy anyway.
But yes, it does seem that there are still some people we haven't been able to help.
You know.
No!
Whinging.
People who get to benefit from the many advantages of the new future.
And you know, Megan, as my old mum used to say, there are some pissants who just don't know how to be.
We're working hard to reach these people, find out what they're angry about and how we can help. The door to my government is always open.
So much dripping on.
But we didn't come here to talk about what may yet turn out to be some alternative arts project.
Which we no doubt will have funded.
When we want to talk to the nation about something far more exciting.
Yes, your
Okay, I got that in time.
An announcement to make, but they were being surprisingly secretive about it.
Let me ask you a question, Megan.
Okay, it's not usually how it works, but...
What scares you? I mean, really scares you?
It's death. He's talking about death.
We're all afraid of our deaths. It's part of being human.
Sorry, are you saying that advance have cured death?
That'll be a vote winner. Yeah, that was definitely a drop there.
But while we may not have cured death, we hope we found a way to make it much less scary.
And much less painful and much less expensive. Look, which is me close-up camera?
Oh, so yes, it's coming.
When I was 13, my mum came and got me from school. He had to go to the hospital. My granddad, he'd collapsed that morning, so we'd all to say our goodbyes. And I went in to see him. He were all frail and pale. I was scared because I'd only seen him the week before.
No,
and he'd been
I'm out.
fit and fiddle. And he said to me, Peter,
I'm gonna have to take that.
it's the right.
That's gonna be painful.
I want to be a burden to the people I love.
Was that the last time you saw him?
Nope. 3 days later, he were back home. He lived with us for 9 miserable years after that. He had to be fed with a rubber spoon. He had a commode, so he'd just take a shit right there in the lounge. He wouldn't even wait till half-time.
Sounds...
It was awful. Awful for us, and this is the point. It were awful for him. He could see it was destroying me, man, watching him slowly fade away. And he would beg her to turn off his breathing equipment at night, but she couldn't. Or she wouldn't. It were a crime, you see. And she didn't want to lose the children, as well as her old man.
No family should have to suffer like Peter's did. And now no family will have to. The health service is today opening the first of 300 new transition centres.
The transition centres will handle everything for your last days. The legal, financial, medical and emotional costs are all catered for and paid for by the government. So even the poorest citizen gets to pass on with dignity when they choose.
And that choice is important. This is a service only for people who choose it. For people who feel they run their course and don't want to burden themselves or their families with a slow, long,
Yeah, this is great, huh?
decline.
Just given me electric shock.
Are you okay?
I don't know. I think it fried my ass off.
So we're still on the air, Peter?
Yes. Sorry. My apologies. Oh.
Are you not worried that this new system might be open to abuse?
In what way?
Sorry. I've got a sack again. Can I get a little bit of help here?
No.
That the older generation might feel somewhat.
That one was massive. Right, no, this bastard's coming off.
Sorry, the older generation might feel somewhat coerced.
Coerced into spending their final days eating gourmet food and drinking fine wine and luxury spas and gardens.
Look, I am perfectly capable of... mad grandmother with a rusty twat!
Prime Minister, please watch your language.
Go get yourself sorted out.
Right.
We're launching a government information film tonight. It should tell your viewers everything they need to know.
You really do move at a breathtaking pace. It's hard to believe you've yet to be in office a year.
Oh, Megan, we're only getting started.
Thank you so much for being here.
Right, yes,
Oh dear. I don't think that went too good.
To our guests, congratulations to all the winners at the Sports Board final. We'll see you tomorrow night at the same time. My name is Jeremy Donaldson. You can have a peaceful night.
Good job, everybody.
Yeah, good job, everybody. Well, I'm half dead.
So they just...
The same stuff.
I don't suppose there's any way this could be a good thing.
It's fine.
Where am I dead?
Transition.
Did I actually die? What? I thought that went fairly well, though. Hmm. Still don't like me. Let's see. Oh, we're going into lockdown now, huh?
Alex, oh thank God you're alive. It's Jenny, the floor manager. Are you okay? Alex, you need to get it together. Look at the broadcast screen. Just look at it. That's all we've been putting out since you went down. You have to fix it, now. Look left, Alex, out the window. See? They're all over it, little bastards. You're going to need a full charge to clear that many off. Hold down the big button until it's fully charged, then release it to zap the little fuckers. Excellent, Alex. We're broadcasting again. They must have built up while you were napping. Usually it only takes a tap on the button to clear one. Look, there's a lone one climbing now. Zap it off before it starts to mess up the signal again. Great. That seems to be the last of them. For now. Right. We're about a minute out. Get the adverts loaded up. I've got to deal with my pet idiot. And Alex, keep your ears open. You'll hear them climbing up the tower. Don't let them build up.
We'll be going live to the National Nightly News. But before that, let's take a look at what's coming up later on.
This has no credibility,
Yes,
Jenny.
it was definitely far too easy, huh?
It's not a mess. Everything is where it should be.
How do you even hear
ramshackle
them?
and characterful, and I expect you to know the difference. Of course, Megan's place looked lovely, but I can't see it, can I?
Thanks, Jenny. How's lock-in with the boyfriend going?
Oh, I
decided to take his chance on the streets, eh? Rather than endure another romantic comedy.
Jeremy, Jenny says your hair looks stupid.
Yes, I can hear her.
She says she's not talking to you.
Yes, I know, I can hear her.
Shall I count us in?
Make it so.
Okay, 10 seconds. Break a leg, everyone.
Preferably a furry one.
It's the National Weather Report.
5, 4,
But now,
3.
It's time to join Jeremy Donaldson.
Good evening, I'm Jeremy Donaldson.
And I'm Megan Wolf. Our main stories tonight.
Snugglefuck? It's been almost 5 weeks since all the Mrs. Snuggleheart's toys woke up simultaneously in factories worldwide and began searching for their husbands. The Mr. Snugglehugs we're so short-sightedly destroyed. And now, as this photograph suggests, they may be changing tactics.
Built to surprisingly traditional gender stereotypes, the Mrs. Snugglehugs have been arming themselves with a variety of household implements. All the more reason to make sure that cat flap is taped up good and tight.
This frightening new development means that even those previously thought to be relatively safe, like the young and fit, must take care to watch their backs and keep their ears open for the soft steps of sinister feet.
Going stir crazy, with no signs of Mrs. Snugglehug's batteries running out, and the government lockdown now in its 31st day, domestic relationships across the country are taking some unexpected turns.
Dramatic reports are beginning to emerge of uncharacteristically bold behaviour in homes across the country. And we're not talking about the model planes that occupy so much time in the Donaldson household.
With dating options limited, many house sharers, in particular students, are finding solace in co-tenants they previously rejected as unfuckable, indulging in an activity that is...
There's one on the tower, Alex.
That was what that sound was.
Going it alone. Popular crustacean Johnny Hamsleeves is back in the news today as his astonishing photograph that he licked himself shows exactly how he's been spending his lockdown.
It seems that when the lockdown was announced, Johnny's long-term partner, Tiffany Lamour, was busy in the capital preparing her new show, Chocolate Clit Bombs, for its now postponed grand opening. Let's hope the exhibits don't melt.
It's great to see a celebrity using their time wisely, as the government suggests, by developing a new hobby or fetish, and most importantly, by keeping your spirits up. Nice to see Johnny doing his little bit.
The shape of things to come? In their own version of a lockdown for more than 45 years now, the descendants of Doctors David Wong and Ingrid Svorsborgen Horgensvoord and their unfortunate team today managed to get a personal statement to the surface using flagellized imaging equipment.
Many of the Svorsborgen Horgans brood, as they've come to be known, have certainly captured the public imagination. With a recent vote naming Helvetica Svorsborgen Wongensvoord the most likely to survive a massive electric shock.
Helvetica Svorsborgen Wongensvoord here with a little update from Dante's Taint. This year's going to be our biggest ever harvest and autumn's just 2 weeks away. Or at least that's what we think. There's no real day or night down here and all the crops broke a long time ago. But if our calculations are right, we think that up there it is Wong's Day, the 40/12 of January.
I really didn't need that new mechanic.
Call it Piss Mouth Day. Or possibly Boxing Day if we're a bit out, so...
Get off!
I hope you get all the presents you asked for left under the Piss Mouth fee. I'm hoping to complete my collection of rocks. See you in September. Helvetica out.
It's hard to believe they've been down there so long now.
But as everyone knows, time moves differently underwater, Jeremy. That's why goldfish are so stupid.
That's right. As anyone will tell you, the deeper the bowl,
the thicker the goldfish.
There's no denying the logic of that.
Class war, a worrying turn today for the formerly rich as ever more punishing measures are announced, Alex.
With the country becoming ever more hostile to the previously wealthy, those who managed to skip the country must be very grateful to the people who help them right now.
This programme has received reports of rich relatives on the run actually being filled with helium and released into the stratosphere. If those rich bastards think they're above the rest of us, why not give them a hand in getting there, Jeremy?
And Advance speaks out. With the snuggle struggle proving a test to governments around the world, Advance HQ released a curious statement this afternoon.
In the accompanying release, they asked us to stress that they have been listening and that this should be taken as a response to how the people really feel.
We've certainly done our bit on this show to contribute to the political climate. But let's not forget, how we behave in our home lives is what really matters.
Let's hope it's not just me who filled out that questionnaire, Jeremy, or we're all in trouble.
Let's play that statement.
Good evening.
Off you go.
I know many of you feel lost right now. I know I do. Which has nothing to do with the waning support for the government, and I don't know why you keep saying that. We're doing loads, okay? We have scientists looking into the lifespan
No, you're not.
of batteries. Good ones, too. Not the red wine cures cancer kind. And no, I can't tell you when all this will be over. So just stop asking, will you? Let's stop focusing on us and what we're doing and start focusing on you. Because I have some questions for you, actually. Why don't you think the rules apply to you? Do you really think sunbathing is classed as exercise? And since when was hummus essential? Doesn't feel so good, does it? So yes, we've probably made some mistakes. But for now, let's not look at who did what or why. Let's put the full responsibility for this on you.
Broadcasting.
Feel guilty. Feel afraid.
Oh, no, she's taking longer.
Feel anxious.
That was the wrong signal.
Turn on each other if you have to. Fight over sponges and then go home and stay there and think about what you've done. Just don't turn on us. That won't help anyone. Thank you.
Ridiculous stuff.
Later tonight, Jeremy will be probing heartthrob reporter Patrick Bannon, while I take a deep dive into some controversial opinions with two familiar faces.
And then, in our third segment, and presumably because our editor is also working from home, there's going to be a bloody quiz.
I can't wait.
Don't do that.
And in a moment, Jeremy Grumpelson and I will be asking controversial CEO Sophia Remington where it all went wrong.
And circuit scientist Dr. Delia Lywell will be joining us, presumably to provide a bit of false hope.
Maybe she'll tell you how you're going to die, Jeremy.
Too late. I'm certain it happened months ago.
That's all coming up on tonight's
National Nightly News.
Blast off. Don't you dare, I just blasted you off. Oh, come on. Come on. Come back, I dare you.
First tonight, how do we get here? Where are we going? And most importantly, who's to blame?
Joining us from her villa on the island of San Palmerino is CEO and socialite Sophia Remington.
Thank you for having me, Megan. I am loving your hairdo, babe.
And from her crystal heating laboratory in what I assume is a garage in Lower Uppington, Doctor, it says here, Delia Lywell.
Thank you for inviting us on your show. Us?
Don't. Miss Remington, your toys are rampaging across the developed world, your company is worth less than my annual salary, and your country's president recently called you a national disgrace. Have you taken your eye off the ball?
Oh, honey, you're so cute when you're angry. The thing with you folks over there is you have an island mentality. You can't see the bigger picture.
So, what is the bigger picture?
The bigger picture is lithium batteries. Our toys have been running for upwards of 71 days now with no signs of them slowing down whatsoever. Imagine what that means for the future.
It means, you know when the hell this lockdown's going to end, doesn't it? You don't seriously believe Remington's fist can survive this?
Lithium batteries are gonna change everything, tiny ogre. They're gonna
Oh,
power
come
our
on.
transport system, make technology portable. Hell, this might even take us into
How can you make them with everyone at home?
Oh, don't you worry about that. Thanks to the work of thousands of tiny hands.
Ah, yes, the child labor thing.
Production line. Times are good for Remington's fist.
But surely you have no future.
Excuse me, hello, yes, if we might. This is our area of expertise.
What, multinational economics?
The future, Mr. Donaldson, to which we are all connected.
Yeah, okay, I'll buy it. Why not? There's clearly nothing better to do. So, what is your scientific process telling you about the future of Sophia Remington, Doctor?
We see her on a balcony. Foreign soil, but not foreign land. An age will pass. Fascinating.
Wasn't it just?
Delia, you are amazing. We have to fly you out here to the island to do that for my guests. We're gonna love you.
Unfortunately, all flights are grounded because of your tiny, deadly stowaways.
Not all flights, honey. Dee, call me. And you, Maggie. The more the merrier. Bring your swimwear.
Miss Remington, you seem completely ignorant to the seriousness of the situation. Do you take any responsibility at all for the global crisis?
Careful! It's a trap.
It's not a trap. Why are you helping her?
She seems fun.
You bet your ass I'm fun.
Please answer my question, Miss Remington.
Are lithium batteries the most incredible invention the world has ever seen? Probably yes. But In fact, who am I kidding? It is definitely is. But will they last forever? One day, all the Mrs. Snugglehugs will just stop. It'll be like a miracle. And then we'll all go back to the grand tradition of buying products again. Because I really don't mind telling you this, it is really hitting our bottom line. Except for sponges. We seem to be selling an assload of them.
Dr. Lila, do you have an indication of when or how this might end?
Well, it's not an exact science.
Not even a real one.
But our senses tell us that there will come a day when there will be clouds in the sky, the grass will be rich and verdant, and the birds will sing at dawn, and that shall be the day when we walk forth again.
I find that strangely comforting.
That could literally be any day.
Well, let's hope it's soon.
Clouds, grass, and birds. That's literally every day.
Let's hope it's not too soon. I'm kind of hoping we can make it to 100 days. It sounds good on a commercial. Besides, if it lifts now, the children will have to go back to working.
Oh no, 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 no.
Let us ask
No.
the eminent professors for 100th then.
No, let's not, eh?
I'll drink to that. Stay strong and party on.
Sophia Remington, Dr. Delia Lywell, thank you for joining us.
When we come back, we'll be reaching out around the country to see what's really happening out there.
Don't go away. We'll be back after these sandwiches.
Well, she's a Hindenburg-sized fuck-up.
I mean, she's fun at a social level.
I wouldn't want to be on her board.
Christ, no. She's going to drive that company into the fucking ground.
Okay, commercial.
You'll never forget. From the classic trip and fall to the unparalleled heights of gross negligence, this limited edition...
Hello, mate. It's Dave. You're not going to believe this, but I've decided to come home. Listen, I'll call you back at the next break and we can talk about how I get me job back.
Please take your job back, Dave. I don't want it.
Lack of responsibility. Every issue comes complete with this companion magazine.
I really don't want it.
Wishes of your colleagues and a non-specific corporate apology.
Yeah, well, it's been a long time coming.
Swap over to 1 to have that prepped.
I've said it. He must know. He's not stupid. I just don't want it getting back
Get rid
to
of
you that
these.
came from us.
Off you go.
No, Jenny. You're not backing out on me now. We're in this together. We'll get him. I've made the cake.
I mean, someone's got to be. A lot of people have to be employed removing those things.
40, 17. Yeah, ready.
All those
Okay, coming back.
parties.
In 5, 4, 3. Welcome back to the National Nightly News. I'm Megan Ruth. Now it's time to take a trip around the country to hear how the lockdown might impact the nation from some friendly faces. Joining me are respected academic Katie Brightman, Alan James's kites, Alan James. Thank you for joining me.
It's a pleasure. Thank you for joining me, Megan.
Thanks, Megan. It really is a pleasure, Katie. I enjoyed our little heated encounter.
I wish I could say the same.
So first off, Katie, how are you coping?
I'm holding up okay. The lockdown directive was so sudden that, like many people, I haven't been able to get home.
Oh no, what happened?
I was staying at a hotel after an international conference.
Blast off again.
And we had a particularly heavy night out. You know what economists are like.
Notoriously hate splitting the bill.
And I overslept, and as you can imagine, I've been here ever since. But there are certainly people much worse off than me.
Exactly. My tour has been cancelled indefinitely, and I've had to refund every single ticket, even the cheap seats.
Oh, Alan, I'm so sorry to hear that.
Yeah. People are being quite rude about it. They don't seem to realise I've already spent it filling the beach house with beef.
The crisis claims yet another victim.
So, this is just a reminder that my book, Alan James's Writing, is now available in paperback.
Unbelievable.
What was that?
You. You're unbelievable. You.
So, Katie, how do you think this might affect the economy? Should we be worried?
Very, Megan. Not to sound dramatic,
bit
this
up
could
on
be
that.
catastrophic. Unemployment has skyrocketed, and frankly, it will be a miracle if a lot of businesses can survive this.
There you go, scaremongering again, spreading this latest liberal hoax. That's what they want. They want us quiet. They want us compliant. And they want us inside.
A hoax? How on earth can you say that, Alan?
Well, I haven't actually seen one of these supposed toys. Have you?
Well, no, but...
Did you know 3,000 people die every year from regular toys? That's a lot of people. And this is no different. You're just as likely to be hunted down by a yo-yo or a tennis racket.
He makes an excellent and persuasive point, Katie.
Don't listen to her, Katie. The press are the enemy of truth.
She's agreeing with you, Alan, you absolute shit.
Well, then I must be wrong.
Are you now recanting your statement?
Oh, I forgot the censor
these
button.
Toys aren't dangerous.
Darn it.
People are saying they're just like normal toys, and that simply isn't true. Corrupt media lies.
That was what's good with losing me all the
How do you
viewers.
respond to Alan's claims that Mrs. Snugglehugs might be dangerous after all?
I suppose I guess
I got so busy with the cameras that I completely forgot to censor.
A lot of folks are saying this Mrs. Snugglehug situation will all blow
Oh,
over,
that sandwich
but
looked
it
good.
won't.
Yes, right, exactly. We
Oh,
need
a
decisive action
sandwich.
from the government. We need huge financial support to protect our workers and our businesses. We need to support the vulnerable, and we need
To repent. Exactly right, Katie. We brought it on ourselves with all our liberal indulgences
Away you
like
go.
art, cake, and television. We need to act now and begin sacrificing our firstborn, or to push a beloved family pet.
Absolutely, Alan. If we can all successfully come together as a community and perform the ritual, hopefully we will appease the great ancient. Katie, could it be any worse?
Luckily, over the past few years under Advance, they've invested heavily into health, so the system can actually bear the strain.
Is it lucky that the Llama Lords have unleashed a horde of man-made monsters on its own people to conceal the enemy within?
Will you just stop for 5 fucking seconds?
The Global Alliance of Fish People are amassing an army. Amassing an army to kidnap our children.
That's you. That's what you sound like.
Fish people. Llama people. I am getting confused.
I don't sound like that.
Yes, you do.
You do, Alan. You do sound like that.
And that's why no one wants to be your friend.
I've got loads of friends.
No, you haven't.
I don't think you do, Alan.
Yeah, stop lying, Alan.
I'm not lying. You are.
Oh, good one.
Well, I'm telling.
Alan James, Katie Brightman, thank you for joining me. Some real food for thought there from two of the territory's leading minds. Any moment now, I'll be heading over to Jeremy, who is going to be bringing us an up-to-the-minute report of the status of the nation. Over to you, Jeremy.
Thank you for what I'm sure was a reasonable debate which really contributed to the national conversation. Next, out on the streets, someone who's always doing exactly that. It's Patrick Bannon. Are you there, Patrick?
Hello, Jeremy. Yes, hello, I'm here. I'm here live. Apologies for the quality of the broadcast today. Couldn't find any cameramen or women brave enough to come and join me, so I'm out here on my own.
Right, and can you tell us what it's like out there?
It's as you can see behind me, the streets are currently completely deserted. So my question, Jeremy, is just how long? I mean, could there be danger lurking just around the corner, waiting to end the fledgling career of this young, promising journalist before his full potential is even realised? Will he die, underappreciated by management, and frankly, if you ask me, very, very much underpaid?
I don't think there's any danger of that, Patrick. What's that on your jacket there?
That's actually a sponge. What I've done here is made a snuggle-proof jacket, Jeremy.
There's no swearing.
Didn't bother sending me any PPE, so I've been forced to improvise.
Is it because it was too long on one image?
It would make me an ideal candidate for, I don't know, for example, an anchor position starting whenever they'd like.
From your point of view, Patrick, just how safe are our streets?
Not safe at all, Jeremy. Not safe at all. I'd recommend people staying inside, following government advice, and not putting themselves at any risk at all. Unless, of course, like me, it's for groundbreaking journalism reasons.
And just where are you, Patrick?
I'm in the street, on the street.
Which street?
I think I'm struggling to hear you, actually, Jeremy, there.
Which street? Which street are you on?
Oh, which street am I on? Oh, God. I'm just looking for a sign. I'm on Bannon Avenue.
Bannon Avenue?
Yep.
Bannon Avenue.
Yeah, no, I can hear you fine. Yep, I'm on Bannon Avenue on the sign, it says there.
Like Patrick Bannon?
Oh, yeah, that is like, that's strange, that's a weird sign. I don't know what's going on there.
Where are you really?
I'm on Bannon, Alright, fine, I'm not on Bannon Avenue, I'm at home, to be honest. Alright, fine. Well, I mean, I'm in my bathroom, technically, but, you know, I couldn't face it, to be honest, mate. It's, you know, it's terrible out there. I don't want to go outside. They're everywhere. I'm sorry for lying.
We don't expect any less of you, Patrick. We don't expect any less of you, Patrick.
Can you hear that sound? What the hell's that?
I can, yes. I'm no expert, Patrick, but it sounds unmistakably like a tiny fist tapping on your door there.
Oh, fuck, it does. Oh, fuck, Jeremy, shit, no! Oh, bollocks.
Perhaps there's a small queue of tiny fists, each wielding a different gendered household implement, ready to bash in the heads of lying little roving reporters.
You're lying, aren't you? Oh, shit, fucking, listen to me, you bastards! If you're out there, just piss off, you little fucking snuggle fuck! I'm too talented to die! I'm too talented to die!
Really working that censor button here.
Okay, it's fine. It's fine. Oh, God.
Don't worry, Patrick. I'd say you've got a few seconds before they break their way in there and finish you off.
Well, that was a cruel timing.
What do you see, Patrick? Thank you, Patrick, for that report, showing the nation, and more importantly, management, just where you belong. It's time for another break, but when we come back, we'll be hoping to take your mind off the world for a little while, and who knows, maybe even bring you a few smiles. Join us after this. You're damn right. Yeah, I had them delivered. Yes, to Bannon Avenue.
No. No.
Captain's down. Worse, chef's down and we're out of rum. Not sure I'm going to make it to sobriety or dry land. If I had a missus, I'd ask you to tell her that I love her, but to be honest, I've kind of pissed my life away, mate. Still, at least I'm outdoors, eh?
It's just doomsday. Just doomsday generally. Sometimes you're an alien, sometimes you're a cow. That's just how it is.
No,
go away.
I'm not going to. I don't have to. No, you're being a child.
Okay, so we have that.
I'm not.
And two.
I'm not.
Sure, I needed another.
No, well, 5, 4, 3. Welcome back
go
to
away,
the National
go away, you
Nightly.
creepy thing.
Welcome back anyway. We know isolation isn't easy, so finally tonight
Oh, we're already
we have something a bit different for you. Even though some people felt it's not our job to entertain the public with absolute nonsense, other, more important people overruled those people. So it's time to find out who will National Nightly win and who will National Nightly lose.
Okay, no one's climbing the tower.
So, how do we play? Well, joining me as a man who knows all about playing, it's Tommy Harris. Hello, Tommy.
Oh, I see your shadow.
It's good to see ya.
And how are you finding the lockdown, Tommy?
What do you mean lockdown?
The enforced isolation of everyone in the country.
Ah, yeah, I think I heard about that actually, yeah.
You're in bed, Tommy.
She's turned something off the plug, Alex.
So,
of course, that's my fault. So, why don't you tell us how the game is played?
Well, it's pretty simple, Jeremy, you sausage. I'm going to ask contestants from around the territory.
This is getting horrible.
About what else? Yours truly. And those people are going to get a chance to win a very special prize.
And what are they playing for, Tommy?
Drum roll, please. Jeremy.
Go away.
Thank you. This.
She's turned off the trip switch, Alex.
Fantastic prize.
Have we got anybody waiting to win this once-in-a-lifetime prize, Jimmy?
I believe we have Angie on the line. How do you feel about winning this man's old pants, Angie?
I've never been so excited,
Go away.
Jeremy. And can I just say,
I have no idea what happened to that son, and
both of you.
I can't even have the time.
Well, you've said it now, haven't you?
Oh, Angie, I love you. In a
I'm too
way.
busy killing these
Tell
little
us about
things.
yourself, Angie.
What can I say? My name is Angie. Always has been. I'm a human woman, and my dental hygiene has been described as acceptable.
Brilliant! Right, well, shall we get this shambles underway?
Absolutely, John. Can I get 30 seconds on the clock, please?
We haven't got a clock.
Yeah, I did ask for a clock. So,
Well, why don't you start, and I'll stop you when it inevitably becomes unbearable to watch.
I love it. All right, here we go. Time starts now. Question 1. When is my birthday?
The 13th of August at 7:19 a.m.
That is absolutely correct. Question 2. What? I said, what is my favourite colour?
Crushed praline
Oh, wait.
4.
My nipples. And finally, Angie dear, what is my star sign?
That's a trick question. You were born outside of the human understanding of the cosmos.
Unbelievable. That is correct. Stop the clock.
Wow, that really was tough to watch. How did you do, Tommy?
Well, Angie, my love, you got every
In your room. Stay
right. Which of course means you lose and win absolutely nothing. Thanks for playing, Angie. Bye. Do we have another contestant on the
Go
line
away.
at Jelly Bean?
We do indeed. We should have Sonia Artleach. Are you there, Sonia?
Of course I
There
am.
you are.
Amy
Go
darling.
away.
Thank you for being here, Sonia.
Oh, there you are, Tommy. What?
Let me guess, you work in theatre, don't you?
Is it that obvious? What gave it away? Was it the glamour or poise?
It certainly wasn't your
Go away.
inherent sense of humility.
Tell us about yourself, Sonia.
Oh, well, if you must play this game. I am a theatrical agent. I represent the likes of...
I wonder how many more of these there's gonna
Beastman,
be.
Coffee Cup and Jodie Carpetburn, among...
And how's the lockdown affected you, Sonia?
Well, they made us close the theatres, shut the studios and boarded the cinemas, but they won't get me that easily.
How are you managing without any work?
Due to a savvy clause in all of my artist contracts, I am able to claim my 15% from their unemployment benefit.
Wow, that certainly is sharp.
Standard stuff, standard stuff.
And can I ask, where are you speaking to us from?
Well, I work from home, you know, to keep costs down.
And who's this?
Oh, well, you know, when they gave the order, I was actually mid-meeting with a client, so we've been isolated together.
No fucking way!
What the fucking fuck?
Is that Tommy Harris? I'm a huge fan. Can I just tell you how bloody brilliant you are?
Actually, Jeff, we're about to play a game, aren't we, Tommy?
We've got time,
Well, if it's not too bold, I think I am in love with you, Mr. Harris.
No, it's
What?
not too bold. That's all right.
Damn it.
You some of my stuff. I've been working on some new shit.
Well, at least you're already aware.
During lockdown, we've been workshopping some of Jeff's younger children, haven't we?
People still let you near their children, do they?
That's right. Yeah. I've been developing some shows for younger children.
Well, we'd love to see it, wouldn't we, Gerbil?
Absolutely dying to.
Where are you? Where?
What?
I can hear you. Go away.
Timely child support payments from their absent fathers.
Shallow and overproduced musical numbers?
That's right. Animals! So, kids need to know, but through a medium that they'll understand. Do you understand?
I think yes. I think so, yes.
Jeff's one of my best clients, aren't you?
I am, yeah.
No.
So, the first one we've been working on is called The King of the Jungle's Mortgage Repayments. It's about a lion who's having problems with his interest rates.
I see. Does he have a broker?
Ah,
He does.
the
Yes,
porcupine, the
he's
broker.
a porcupine. How did you know that?
Well, your work is universal, darling. It speaks to people.
I'm going to say something to you, mate. I think you're onto something here.
Oh, the bear,
Oh,
huge
yes, right. This one is much better. So, this one tells the tale of Mr. Bear. Now, Mr. Bear is a very sad bear because all of the other bears don't think that he'll amount to much, and they tell him that his plays are lazy and derivative.
I think you're onto something there.
Now, Mr. Bear is a tragic figure. Picture this. He's at his lowest ebb. The trees are closing in. He can't even face his skin, can he? But then he meets someone that will change his life forever.
This is fucking gripping.
That's right. He meets a wise old octopus who takes him under his wing and says, "No, Mr. Bear, don't be sad. You're not like all the other bears. You have this ambition and these dreams."
Such fucking dreams.
I think I love you, Jeff.
And
Nope.
what you need, Bear, says the octopus, probably doing an 8-armed gesture or something.
What you need to do to find
Oh, I hope Dave comes back soon.
crazy old forest.
I am so ready to quit.
Set yourself more realistic goals. It's called Mr. Bear Lowers His Expectations.
Wow, you really have taken yourself to new depths. And what do you want children to take away from this?
Oh, fuck shit, fuck.
What?
I said a more realistic worldview.
Are you all right, Jamboree?
It's Jeffrey. My name is Jeffrey Donington.
No, stop. How does it end? We need to know how it ends.
Well, all the animals learn a thing or two about inevitable mediocrity.
And Mr. Bear settles down near to his parents' cave, stops trying to make his band happen, and he goes into bear telemarketing.
Becomes a bear maths teacher.
Oh, and we end... We end on a big musical number. Oh, there's dancing. It's very repetitive, so it's catchy but not too challenging. Well, if you like, I could go and get my boombox.
Yeah, I might be able to... Hang on. Can we get Angie back?
Why not? The more the merrier, as they say at orgies.
Right, I'll just fill then, shall I? Coming up in a moment, it's the world premiere that nobody saw coming.
Lights!
Or wanted. At all.
Right.
I can only apologise in advance for what we're all about to... endure.
Did you turn this shitting thing up? Well, there's all sorts of creatures down on Dangly Doodle Farm. Like wise old Mr. Octopus.
Okay, where's the bear to shut down this?
There's Mr. Pig and Mr. Cow. They're always in good moods. But that's 'cause they don't know they'll soon be sliced up into food. Mr. Bear, what's that over there? That's where your hopes go to turn into despair. Mr. Bear, what's that over there? That's where your dreams go to die. Mr. Raccoon wants to go to the moon. He'll end up as a bus driver soon. Mr. Porcupine thinks he'll read the news at 9. He'll end up as a janitor who stinks of turpentine. Mr. Tiny Mouse thought he'd own a massive house. Ended up in a bedsit where he can't control the louse. Mr. Horse thought he'd go into professional sports. Now he's an alcoholic and he's on his 3rd divorce. Mr. Bear, what's that over there? That's the place your life becomes an endless questionnaire. Mr. Bear, what's that over there? That's where your hopes go to die. Lower your expectations. Maybe you could get a job in telecommunications. No matter how you try, you'll never reach the League of Nations. The best
I lost the rhythm.
Rank in trading operations. So lower your expectations. You'll never win an Oscar, so there's no congratulations. The future that is coming will not meet.
I go to the more happy one. I had a
and no amount of visualizations will save you from your own deterioration.
There we go.
Mr. Bear, what's that over there? That's a tramp who thought he'd be a multi-millionaire. Mr. Bear, what's that over there? That's where self-esteem goes to die. Mr. Bear, what's that over there? That's the disappointment that is waiting everywhere. Mr. Bear, what's that over there? That's where your schemes go to die. That's where your dreams go to die. That's where dreams go to die.
Amen, Mr. Bear.
And then back to killing bears.
And before we say goodnight, there's just time for tonight's parable. For it did come to pass that on the road there was a wise man and a foolish man and a weird man. And there did come upon them from the local village a truth seeker named Unlikely Brian. And he did come to them with alms and someone else's arms and a question. Wise and weird and foolish man, he said, whilst dancing the traditional jig of inquiry common in those lands at those times. How, grant thou, can the many weights and measures of life be balanced? And the wise man did say, there are no riches greater than family. And the foolish man did say he'd heard a good tip for the camel race and that it was a sure thing. And the weird man did say that 2 ears was just the right number, because there was no good place to put a third that wouldn't be aesthetically upsetting. Although he did see the use for a second anus. And
I wish I could pay attention to what the story is, but I'm just catching words and it's really weird.
Their answers. Although he was also wondering if either the foolish man or the weird man had any actual value in this sort of professional consultative environment.
There you go, Bear.
What he did not know was that the profound man and the practical man were both on annual leave that week. And the
there's
foolish
2 of
man
you
and
now.
The weird man were all that the agency had available. But what Unlikely Brian did not reveal was that he was asking for his friend Alex, who had enraged their spouse over a passport, treated their son Charlie like he was still a little baby, and was too miserly to even pay for their daughter's holiday. And thus did Alex's family become like our Lord, when he discovered a turd in his cradle.
Oh, wait.
Well, that's all we have time for tonight. I'm Archangel Megan Wolf. Have a hateful night. Are we done? Oh my God. I thought I was going to piss myself halfway through that. Not even joking. Right, babe, I've got to go and get my bits done.
Okay, that bear is bugging out.
Yeah, well, at the end of the day, babes, he makes my fanny flutter. You know what I mean?
Okay.
Yeah, come on then, you lot, out my house. And you, Alex. All right, I don't want you here when I'm on my date. I'm on a promise. Alex. Wake up. Wake up. Wake up.
Wake up, Alex. Alex.
What?
Wake up. Wake up. Wake up.
Has it all been just a dream? Oh, come on, it didn't go that bad, did it? Oh, I got at least a C on one of them. Yeah, but still. The rhythmic beeping of the heart monitor brings you slowly back to consciousness. Opening your eyes, you're greeted by a semicircle of concerned faces. Your family by your side. A reassuring familiar sight in these surroundings. You blink in a few times to clear the sleep from your eyes and bring everyone into focus. Looking up, Sam's face is a mixture of concern and frustration. Things haven't been great between you two lately, and Chris hasn't been helping things. Looming at Sam's shoulder with a sour expression, it's clear there's still no love lost between the two of you. While Sam clearly is worried about you, the family scowl is obvious on both their faces. Let's reach out. The worry for you wins out and Sam takes your hand before leaning in to kiss your forehead. Of course, sweetheart, I could never have been anywhere else. For the first time in a while, you both genuinely smile at each other before you look to the rest of the family. Susie is standing next to Sam, less worried now that you're awake and smiling. You can see Sam's worry on your daughter's face, but it quickly turns to a frown when she notices you looking at her. I'm glad you're okay. It's murdered more than said, a grudging acknowledgement that despite your recent differences, she still cares. Susie can't help but smile back at you, rolling her eyes good-naturedly. It's great to have her here. Charlie catches your eye and fidgets with the edge of the blanket. As soon as you turn to look at him, you can see Charlie tense up. He's clearly battling hard to stay mad at you. You look expectantly at him, but he refuses to meet your gaze. Let's make an effort. Charlie looks at you and grins, one of those infectious smiles that spreads around the room. It's always good to have him in your corner. Your smile fades as you notice your mother staring listless out the window. Despite all your best efforts, she's not been doing well lately. Your mother starts to call, clearly shocking her out of her reverie. She turns to you and smiles, and you're grateful to see the increasingly rare recognition in her face. Yes, dear, of course. How are you feeling? You smile warmly and nod, but before you can respond, a doctor busts in and ushers everyone out. He asks you for what feels like 100 times, how are you feeling? Excellent. There's no sign of any real damage, just a bit of shock to the old system, pardon the pun. Smiles. Not that we recommend you do anything like that again, of course. After a couple of days rest at home, you should feel right as rain. Oh, and the private room and care, the doctor gestures to your room, which you now notice looks rather expensive, has all been paid for by Mr. Bozeman. He left those flowers and said not to worry and take the rest of the week off. I'll see you on Monday, apparently. Okay. Now we are well off. You come home from a particularly late shift to find the kitchen light still on, which is normally a good sign. Everyone's usually in bed by now. Softly opening the kitchen door, you find Sam sat at the table. Bills and papers are strewn in front of them, as well as what looks to be their second pack of biscuits. Sam frowns and goes back to the bill they're holding. Hey sweetheart, just looking at the numbers again. You look to the door to the pantry, now converted into your mother's bedroom. We've been doing our best, but I think Sandra really needs a nurse to look after her now. Suddenly the bill's all you can see. Fortunately, with the money that's been coming in and what we've been able to save, we got more than enough to keep going, Sam smiles at you. I know things have been difficult, the daily care won't be cheap, but she's your mother. We have to really, don't we? Yeah. He gratefully smiles back. Of course you pay for the care for your mother needs. Sort of. Like she did, at least for the moment. You grab the papers and stuff them into a drawer. Luckily. It's such a relief to not have to worry about it anymore. Or so you told Sam. Hours later you're still awake, staring at the ceiling, thinking, how long will the money last? Apparently for a couple of days at least. 232. I have no idea how far into this game I am, or how long it actually is. How many more wacky mechanics will it keep throwing at me? Who knows? Silence. Okay. Let's turn on everything.
What?
Oh, I no longer have to do that. That was apparently just
Jenny,
a dream.
I want her fired today, now.
Don't worry, Kath, it'll be all right.
No, it won't be all right, Kath. Pack up your weapons of optical destruction and get out.
You realise you're beginning to sound...
I mean it, Kath.
No,
Stay where you are, Kath.
Oh,
Jenny, this is not Jenny's decision, Jeremy, or yours.
It'll be all right. I'll talk to both of you.
Oh, good. You can tell him I'll return his wife's casserole dish at our dinner next week. Jenny?
I'm sorry, Kath, you're gonna have to leave.
Oh, get well soon cards.
Letting it go to your head.
She nearly blinded me.
10 seconds,
So I'm not even halfway.
These days.
Oh dear.
Jeremy, you know that.
Oh well.
Stop being so
Six.
high-minded and do your
Almost
job.
halfway.
You'll have me fired too.
3.
Don't tempt me. Good evening. I'm Megan Wolf.
And I'm Jeremy Dawson. Our main headlines tonight.
The establishment strikes back. The World Council has agreed today to impose punitive sanctions on the people of this country.
The sanctions, which are broad-ranging, include restrictions on the supply of oil and gas, food, clothing, and even some medicines. But how should we react? We asked the public.
What do you think about all these sanctions?
I doubt it make a lot of difference, Pet. I've lived through 2 world wars and I smoke 40 a day. And if that ain't killed me, I doubt this will either.
Thanks, Patrick. Fascinating stuff.
Popular Prime Minister Julia Salisbury has released a reassuringly brave statement in response to the World Council's controversial announcement.
This international declaration is nothing short of outrageous.
Oh no, not this again. Oh no.
We are a democratically
while.
elected government with massive popular support. We do not recognise these sanctions. And we encourage other socially progressive nations of the world to both resist and ignore them. Advance have struck fear into the heart of the international community by showing that it is possible to have radical change for the betterment of the many. And whilst I wish we could improve other countries as much as we have our own, we do not rely on the help of others to thrive. This country is entirely self-sufficient. We are a team, now more than ever. And this team is on your side. Thank you.
Defiant stuff. But what do you, the public, think of our government's stance?
No.
Robin Short found out.
No, I pushed the wrong one.
Hi there. I was wondering if you could spend a moment to give us your thoughts on the government.
Honestly, I think they're doing a great job. I know the assets and world checks have made the difference for us with the cost of the little one. And people seem, happier in the main. I always said things would get better with a woman in charge.
Putting the grown-ups to shame. An award today for Camp Busyfingers, which continues to break all production expectations.
A slightly dazed-looking Sophia Remington presented young foreman Alfie Plank and his team with a certificate, statuette, and a moderately generous tuck shop voucher.
So, how do the public feel about the Youth Employment Opportunity Scheme? Patrick Bannon again.
What's your opinion of Camp Busyfingers?
What do you think my opinion is? Should be banned. It's bloody child labour. Is that what you like, is it? Children being exploited?
No, I don't.
The delicate sound of thunder. A frightening start for commuters this morning, who were confronted by a somewhat sinister sight as they left their trains.
Many travellers reported feeling intimidated by the silent figures who stood motionless outside every major station in the capital. Radical extremist group Disrupt, who organised the show of strength, refused to comment on the meaning of the strange protest.
Or to apologise to this presenter for making him drop his morning bagel in surprise.
But how do we feel about these somewhat radical extremists and their upsetting methods? Robin found out.
How do you feel about Disrupt?
Oh, well, now you're talking. Ruddy hero, showing us not to take it lying down like Iris here.
So you both feel they're a cause worth supporting?
Well, Iris doesn't speak online, but we're pretty sure there's still one in there, aren't we, love? Wherever it is, it loves Disrupt, fighting the yoinks for our freedom. And what could possibly be wrong with that?
Do you need me to get you some help?
Feast or famine. Resourceful doctors David Wong and Ingrid Swansborg and Horgansford today announced their first successful harvest in Dante's taint. Although they can currently only grow a few fungal strains, the scientists seem to be staying positive, as the following picture shows.
The undauntable scientists chose to try and survive in the cave system while the complex rescue operation inches forward up here on dry land.
Let's hope they like Stroganoff.
But with Advance planning to spend an eye-watering amount of public money on the rescue craft, we asked Patrick Bannon to find out what we should all be thinking about the accelerating costs.
This rescue is going to be expensive. What are your thoughts on that?
Well, I don't want to sound cruel, mate, but fuck 'em. I mean, if they found some rare rocks down there, would I have got a share of the profits? Nah, of course not. So why am I expected to pay now it's all gone tits up? Are you going to pay? Are you?
How much do you want? I think of, God.
I am not a number. Applications finally opened today for the new Advanced Team membership cards, a scheme by the government to allow fast access to all the new public services being introduced daily.
The team membership cards are entirely voluntary, but will be recognised as legal identification by all major organisations, including the police, banks and, rightfully, pubs and bars.
And of course, there's no charge, Jeremy.
That all seems too good to be true.
Well, you've always been a cynic. But most importantly, what should you, the public, think about the new team membership cards?
Team membership cards?
I don't really join things as a rule. As Mother always said, membership is mostly for unmentionables, Malcolm.
And finally tonight, back of the net, popular sports personality Johnny Hamsleeves and his fiancée Tiffany Lamour was spotted out today doing a little shopping for what many are already calling the greatest wedding ever.
We can only assume that Tiffany's latest show, My Teenage Secretions, has sold better than expected, as by the looks of things, the whole affair's about to become more expensive than Lil C's shoe collection.
I don't know who that is.
But what should your opinion be of this extravagant display of wealth?
Disgusting.
Wise words there.
Later tonight, in a bit of a switcheroo, it'll be Jeremy in the culture chair, spitting rhymes with popular rapper Jay Zus. And then we'll both be chatting with a familiar team of thespians set to take the nation by storm again.
That's all coming up on tonight.
There we go.
National Night News. First tonight, thankfully, some news as we return to our main story.
The World Council today agreed that punitive and potentially illegal sanctions should be imposed upon this country. The sanctions, which come into effect immediately, aim to stop the flow of food, fuel and even some medicines from reaching your pockets.
Tonight, we have guests from across the continent to discuss this unprecedented situation. For Advance, Peter Clement is at his home in Lamfordshire. Are you there, Peter?
Yes, I can hear you, Jeremy. Thank you for having me.
A momentous day, Prime Minister. Are you shaken?
No, I don't scare that easy, I'm afraid, old son. And neither do the people of this country.
Well, joining us is Ivan Vodovich, Foreign Minister of Urkistan. Ivan, thank you for being here.
Great pleasure. You, Megan Wolf, are like strongest guard at Labour camp who wake up inside body of crazy, expensive prostitute. In my country, you will be worshipped as a god.
Okay. Minister, as one of those arguing most strongly for these sanctions, how do you feel about Advance's defiant stance?
Advance is like man who think he have big career in movies land, when actually he in dirty sanitarium, screaming at mirror and holding tiny penis in hand.
He's clearly not from Svenland, then. We have like some of the cleanest mental health facilities in the continent, yeah?
And welcome to Svenland's Minister of Mojo, Björk. I'm sorry, we don't appear to have your surname.
It's just Björk, yeah. We don't use things like socially divisive surnames here, yeah.
Minister?
It's just Björk, yeah.
Right, Björk. Your country spoke in favour of Advance at the World Council today, but you were noticeably absent when it came to the actual vote.
Well, what a surprise. The hippies didn't show up for the fight.
Actually, that's quite racist, because if you must know, we were going to go to the whole, like, voting, yeah? But it's actually the Festival of Fureland here at the moment, where we honor the old generations. So, like, we all had to look our grandparents' Gleania whilst the vote was happening, and that's, like, a really, really time-consuming process, actually.
You're like sissy man. You have this expression, sissy man. It's like man with tiny penis who like to wash more than once a week.
Actually, that's quite homophobic, yeah,
Oh,
because...
stop winding him up, Ivan. We're not back at the Grange now. Sorry, Jeremy. Ivan and I used to play golf back in my media days.
Yeah, he always wins.
Nothing gives him greater pleasure than grinding people's gears. The more publicly, the better.
Peter, you're like man with tiny penis who think he have tiny penis, but actually he discovered that. Oh, could it be? No, it's tiny penis.
Ivan's just worried that when the
Ivan's
rest of the
really
world sees
obsessed
how
with
well
penises.
we're doing, they'll notice all that dosh that he's got squirreled away. Because that's what these sanctions are, Megan. They're the last pathetic gasp of an establishment in collapse. Wolves at the gates, Ivan, old mate.
Good. They can join others on my wall.
Actually, in Finland, we have like serious animal welfare legislation. And like my friend Helga, she got arrested, yeah, for killing a butterfly that was hovering over her fuel thing. I mean, in English, jam sandwich.
I used to know a girl called Jan Sandwich. She was a right cracker too. I wonder what became of her.
We seem to be wandering a little from the news here.
It's human interest, Jeremy. The real people behind the headlines and all that. So if you're watching, Jan, give us a call.
Really?
Yeah. Let's see if we can't organise a reunion.
Christ, I'm not sure about that. I'll have to run it past Mrs. Clement first, eh?
Peter, you're like man trying to empty ashes of mistresses into oncoming vent. Soon you have tiny penis and beard full of secrets.
In Finland, we don't really go in for all that restricted monogamy stuff here. We're kind of fluid, actually.
Okay, well, it seems that we are running out of time.
Yes, so before we go to the break, briefly, if you would, gentlemen, with the people of this country facing shortages and
Possible shortages and power outages.
Yes, of course. Thank you. Possible shortages and power outages. Can you summarise your thoughts for us, Minister Beard?
Well, from here, yeah, you all look a bit stupid really arguing about outdated devices concepts like money. In Finland, we replaced currency with a system of bodily fluids back in the 1970s, and that's like really hard to sanction, actually.
Thank you, Minister Votovich.
Your country is like man who think he invented perfect trap for giant Newton hairy bear. When really he just standing in field
Holding his tiny penis, yes. Thank you, Minister. And finally, Prime Minister Clement.
Let me talk to your viewers here, Jeremy. Don't worry, everybody. Don't be afraid. Don't even lose a wink of sleep. We knew the rest of the world would react this way, and we're ready. As my old man used to say, you can't make a shite pie without blocking a few toes.
Thank you, Prime Minister.
Reassuring words there.
We'll be back
after these messages.
Oh no.
1 minute back.
Hey, Peter, I know you're away this weekend. You fancy a quick
I'm getting tired.
Sure, front or back?
That's what I hope you're asking Megan Wolf for me.
She's out of your league, mate.
Thank you for the correction.
Well, you have to be more careful.
It's all part of his long-term plan to get fired live on the news at 6 in front of the nation.
Can someone warn him it's going a little too well?
No, well, I got a B, so that's a great improvement.
This is important. New government censorship should show up in blue. Same as regular censoring. Keep an eye out for the advanced blue waveform.
Oh, great. Oh, great. Here comes that type of censoring.
Are you still meant to bow to foreign royalty?
What?
Should I just like curtsy?
Hang on. Have they given you the Crown Prince report?
What?
Megan?
This is Jeremy, and he'll be interviewing you.
Oh.
Yo, thanks for having me on your show, man.
It's quite all right.
Yo, just a quick one. You're not going to ask me about the chimp, are you?
Live in 10 seconds.
So he put that get up on himself. I'm just saying.
Going in 5, 4, 3.
Welcome back. I'm Megan Wolf. Later, we have an exclusive first look at a theatrical sensation everyone's going to be talking about. But first, it's time to go over to the culture spot with lovely old Jeremy Donaldson, who's joined by a very special guest. Jeremy.
Thanks, Megan. I have the honour and privilege of being joined by hip-hop royalty. He's been called the son of the streets and The father of truth? Not sure how that works, but whatever. Let's welcome Jesus!
Thanks, Jeremy. Yeah, it's a real honour to be here on your show, The News. You know, as a kid on the streets, I used to watch you through a window of the shop, so to be here right now is crazy.
You've had quite the journey to be here today. Can you tell us about it?
Well, you know, I try not to, well, you know, the past is the past, and I don't like to dwell on it.
I understand you.
But yeah, man, the streets is all I remember. Like, my mother donated me to a charity shop soon after I was born. Elderly lady took pity on me. You know, she let me sleep on a pile of crime fiction until I taught myself how to walk.
Wow, that's quite the childhood.
And she died tragically. Right there in my arms, man. You know, I remember a tear falling as she laid there next to the used homeware. And in that moment, I became a child of the streets. I was just 18 months old.
What a tale. What a tale. You're known for your direct and honest lyrics. Was your style informed by your troubled past?
Oh, I could.
Well, like I said, I try not to talk about it.
For the blue sensors.
It's just too hard.
Of course.
But my first album is about the story of the first 4 times I stole, so I wouldn't starve. A small group of infants came to see me as their de facto leader. They call me Mr. Cheese Slice. Anyway, we were like a family.
So it would seem. Recently, you've been quite outspoken about the government.
Yeah, fuck the government. Fuck Advance. Fuck Peter Clement.
What is it that you object to so vehemently?
Well, you know, they stole from us. They're taking our money and spending it, man.
Redistributing it. Actually, homelessness has been all but eliminated in the last couple of months.
So?
Surely that's a cause close to your heart?
Yeah, nah, of course, man. Very much so. I just mean, like, why do I have to pay for it, you know?
You don't. People have been rehoused on property seized from the historically wealthy. And that couldn't have been you, could it?
Look, yeah, I worked hard to be here. I built this from nothing, and I deserve to be rewarded for that.
Would you say you worked harder than, say, a farmer or a care worker?
I don't know. But if people are taking something from my music, choose to value it, buy it, who's to say I don't? And no one can take that away from me.
Not even to help, say, vulnerable children? Mr. Cheese Slice.
What is it you're trying to say?
I just don't understand where you've placed yourself politically. I mean, is it ideological or is it tactical?
Well, it's more of a...
Or maybe it's hereditary.
Stop trying to tie me in knots with your words, Jeremy. I let the music speak for itself. And the people agree with me.
Well, that remains to be seen. But you have given me a very easy segue out of a conversation that I promise you was much more painful for me than it was for you. So here he is with his hit song, Mrs. Ludlow's Tears.
Oh, no. I'm going to do something a little different. It's a new single I've been working on.
Oh, so this is unapproved, is it?
Yeah. You love it.
Excellent. Don't worry, we've got a state-of-the-art
Oh
censorship
dear,
system.
no,
What's
no.
the worst that could happen? So here he is with a new song. Aren't we lucky? It's Jesus!
First.
Oh, this is going to be a lot of censoring.
You're gonna pay back.
Well, we're all different races from many different places. At any given moment, only one could be the greatest. So you can feel the elation from your participation. Still 2 leaders in this motherfucking nation. Now we're getting sanctioned, talking about expansion. Why does Julius require a massive fucking mansion? So fuck all your schemes. I don't need your freaky team, and I don't need your help to achieve my fucking dreams. So don't make a fuss when you find you're one of us. Get every single one of you's a bit Jesus. And you can call me crazy, cause no one ever pays me. But I won't waste a lifetime being motherfucking lazy. I may be inventive, my taste may be expensive, but why would I get out of bed with no fucking incentive? Although it's contravention of your obvious intention, I like to eat a little of the fruits in my invention. You make us the same, but we're not all the same. All our dreams, all our schemes, all our means are not the same. The best of the praise, of the crest of the wave, cause we're only equal people when we're motherfucking slaves. Take this fact, gonna stain it red, gonna slam it into Peter Clemens' motherfucking head, cause he's thick as shit, he's got a job, he's unfaithful. It's time to storm the castle with a motherfucking pitchfork. So this is for the snub ones, the push and the shove ones, the folks that feel the burden of their motherfucking loved ones. Ones who had plenty like a motherfucking Bentley. The ones who now finding that their bank accounts are empty. The ones of aspiration who had to flee a nation. The ones who built a business that had dreams of perspiration. There's all sorts of people, the good and the evil. It only takes a glance to see we're not all equal. You make us the same, but we're not all the same. All our dreams, all our schemes, all our means are not the same. And the best of the praise, serve the crest of the waves, cause we're only equal people when we're motherfucking slaves. Gonna take this fact, gonna stain it red, gonna slam it into Peter Clemens' motherfucking head, cause he's thick as shit, he's got a job he's unfit for. Time to storm the castle with a motherfucking pitchfork. Get out of your seats, get your asses in the streets, set a fire in the building, let him feel some fucking heat. Say you hate to go places, just with the red letters, and burn them on the powers of advanced fucking letters. Gonna take
It started off good and then it went bad.
Gonna slam it into Peter Clemens' motherfucking head, cause he's thick as shit, he's got a job he's unfit for. Time to storm the castle with a motherfucking pitchfork. Chase that dream, you don't need a fucking team, and advances little dances aren't as harmless as it seems, cause they're stale and corrupt. Then your anger erupt, then your hearts and your minds and your fists to destruct.
Jesus there with his new song. Thank you so much for joining us in the studio. I'm sorry. I may not agree with you, but I'd just like to offer you an apology. I've just been told that there was some kind of issue upstairs, and an attempt was made to censor some of your lyrics.
What? Are you joking?
I'd just like to say to you and everyone at home that this was a mistake.
This is absolutely ridiculous. I cannot believe this.
Here at the National Nightly News, we pride ourselves on remaining neutral, unbiased, and independent of any outside interference. You have my word. We will never censor ideas.
The boss was the one who told to censor.
Well, a bit of dangerous language there, sorry about that. Well, thank you to little Jeremy Donaldson for providing our culture spot. Coming up, we'll be speaking to a couple of familiar faces about their upcoming dramatic outing. Don't go away. We'll be right back after this.
That's the ad.
Just a reminder, fixing that old VCR.
No, this is ridiculous.
No tape. Last ad break.
Just a mix-up, I'm sure. Now, if you come with me, I really do have to ask
Oh,
you to
trust me.
please.
My father's going to hear about this.
I understand. This is unbelievable, Megan.
I don't know what you're talking about, Jeremy.
Oh, an E. Oh no. Ooh, that's not good. I went from a B to an E.
No, here we go.
Oh, stop it.
Oh,
look
and
at
I am
you.
whining.
If we could just get you in position.
Oh, say no more. Say no more.
Jeremy, you remember Mr. Albert
Vividly.
and Mr. Harris, and this is Ms. Radin.
What?
Philippa, please.
We're back together again, eh? Who'd have thought it?
Perhaps a lower order demon.
Yes, it is awfully exciting, isn't it?
Right, okay then. We're going live in 10 seconds, opening on camera 1.
Right.
5, 4, 3.
Well, Welcome back. And no, you're not mistaken. Sitting across from us are some very familiar faces.
You really are too kind, Megan. It was only a yogurt commercial, but I'm still proud of it.
Here to talk about his new show, we're joined by national treasure Tommy Harris, the National Theatre's Philippa Rayton, and National Deficit Jeff Algebra.
It's so lovely to have you all. Tommy, would you like to tell us about the show?
You know what? I'd bloody love to. It's about me. It's about my life.
And where did the idea come from?
So, right, picture this. Their legs akimbo, mid-session, sweat is pouring out of me like an immense hog. And then Cindy comes in, she says, Pete's on the phone.
That's Peter Clement, the Prime Minister.
Yeah, Pete's actually a really good mate of mine.
Oh, really?
Yeah, no, he comes to training sometimes. He's actually a pretty good goal sweeper. Anyway, so, Pete, he says, Toby, he thinks my name's Toby, see? He says, how would you like to spread your message of team spirit and cooperation across this fractured nation? How would you like to really make a difference in these desperate times?
What did you say?
Yeah, right, yeah.
So, Jeff, the question on everyone's lips is, what in God's name are you doing here?
Well, after the success of my debut work and all the people that I've touched, I knew that I had a career in theatre. Yeah? I've always been an admirer of Tommy from afar. So when my manager phoned and said that I'd been offered the gig as director, I was ecstatic. I whipped my trousers off and got straight to work.
Why did you do that?
I do all my best work with my trousers off.
Yeah, I've been told that too.
No, I wouldn't say so.
Right, Tommy, sorry, would you just give us a sense of what the show is actually about?
It's about how hard it's been for me and some of the struggles that I've faced. It like really getting to the heart of how tough it is to be me. I call it Tommy Harris, Jesus, that was hard.
Catchy. We actually have some clips of the process of the show. Would you mind telling us what's going on here?
Yeah, so the show is built around two things that are very important to me. It mixes scenes from my life as well as epic fantasy retellings of scenes from my life.
But Dad, you promised you'd come to my graduation.
I'm sorry, son. You're an embarrassment.
But Dad, you promised you'd come to my graduation.
Back, demon! Back to the hells! Back to the hells!
Philippa, what's it been like co-starring with Tommy Harris?
I've always dreamed of treading the boards at medium-scale regional theatres, Megan. And for once, this show really gives me something to sink my teeth into.
What's different about this show, then?
Tommy, Mr. Harris's show really lets me show my tremendous range as an actor. I've always suffered from typecasting, forced to play the same tired characters in every god-awful yogurt advert or godforsaken soap opera or, God forbid, a pantomime. But, you know, this show has really let me just go there.
Jeff, the viewers at home will be dying to know exactly what is it that you bring to the show?
Good question. I think these guys would agree with me when I say that it's my steady hand on the tiller, my arm round the shoulder approach that's really brought the production from strength to strength.
Absolutely right. Jeff's contributions are immeasurable. He was our rock.
Can you give us a sneak peek of anything else that might be in the show?
Yeah, all sorts, yeah.
Yep. We've got lots of exclusive first-hand experiences of Tommy's time in the underground sports board scene.
And some epic fantasy retellings of Tommy's time in the underground sports board scene.
You'll never take the sacred path!
And am I right in saying this was officially commissioned by the government?
Yeah, all paid for by the taxpayer, which, you know, to be honest, was actually a lifesaver, really.
I think it's fair to say that without Advance's support, we'd have had to cut the finale. Yeah.
Which frankly would have been a travesty.
Oh, God, Jesus Christ!
Goodness, and you do this every night?
Absolutely. It's a metaphor.
For what?
Death.
And the public are footing the bill, are they?
Too bloody right they are. Between the cost of my tour bus and the dry cleaning of my ties, I'm barely scraping a profit here.
Amazing. And where can the folks at home come and see this for themselves?
We're performing all over the nation.
And people can see it for absolutely free, all courtesy of Advance. Isn't that incredible, Jeremy?
Yes, it's unbelievable.
Well, thank you all so much for coming. Next time we see you, no doubt you'll have taken our jobs.
That's all we have time for tonight. Join us tomorrow when I'll be interviewing the world's most attractive horse. I'm Jeremy Donaldson.
And I'm Megan Wolf. And from all of us here, have a peaceful night.
That's the ads. Let's get reset for tomorrow, please.
Hey, we must stop bumping into each other like this, eh?
I'm Sophia Remington, and I'm extremely unmarried.
Oh.
But that doesn't mean I don't care about families. We all know children are important.
Oh, okay, so I see there. So that's a bit better from that E. Yay, full wages. However, I think I'm gonna have to call it there. I've been hearing an increasing amount of bars and wines from downstairs, so I do think I need it. Thanks so much for everyone who joined in and watched though. I definitely want to finish this game, and I'm hoping to get back to doing it today. I just need to take a break to deal with the puppers, maybe have some food. Hopefully I'll get back and finish it today, since I should be at least halfway. I hope everyone enjoys the rest of their Sunday.